Welcome to the How to Drink Christmas Spectacular. I know that literally nobody is here. But that's okay. You're on your way. Here you come. You're coming now. Send in the clowns. Send them in. Those laughy, sassy clowns. Oh, hello there. Hey-o, Chi, Tomska, Rying, Adamensky, Neil Scheiman, Christina, Head Roaster, Ellen Souza, Leonard Simpson, Expand Kong, Chibi. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. Neil Scheiman. I think that's what your name was. I'm off screen as I get myself a sody pop here. I'm thirsty. Sody. Slippy. Send in the clowns. Hey, hello, I'm back. Happy Christmas. Well, that's confusing. Somehow I wound up with two seltzers. Nice. How's Mama and them? They're okay. That's a weird question. Seems a little personal. You can leave my Mama and them out of it. What is your best bourbon of 2024? Oh my God, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't drink that much at all. I drink bourbon. Why, the best bourbon of 2024 is this 15-year Pappy Van Winkle Family Reserve. I'm going to put this away because we won't be using that one today. I happen to be over here at my Wallow bourbon. I mean, like, the best bourbons of 2024 are often the best bourbons of the year before. So there's a terrible answer for you. Oh my God, Greg, you are your life without the apostrophe. Is that like, is it pity? Like, oh God, Greg, your life. Or are you saying, Greg, you are life? Because, you have apostrophe R-E in there. What are we going to do today? Today, I thought I'd make a drink or two. But mostly I want to go over to the lab and do some laboratory stuff that I got in mind. Hello from Windsor, Ontario. Hello, Windsor. Your favorite, my favorite apron man. Thank you. That one went a little fizzy on me. Happy Tibbs Eve to all the newfies in chat. I don't know that one. I haven't played Magic Gathering in many years, except for the fact that I got my daughter and I a couple of like standard play starter decks, and we've been tooling around with that somewhat. No, it is not pure vodka. It is pure carbonated water. Thank you, John Morganson. I hope to be back again soon, but I was there just a couple weeks ago. And we're going to talk about that today on the Greg Holiday Extravaganza, which is brought to you by Patreon. That's true. We're talking about my Patreon. That's what I'm here to do. Listen, I'm going to pitch this a couple times. I'm going to pitch it for you, okay? I made an app. I got plans. So what am I doing? Hold on a second. Before I give you the sales pitch, let me tell you why you're sticking around. I was at the grocery store the other day, and I was buying stuff for another episode, and I saw this Wilkins & Sons Christmas pudding. And I bought 4 of them because I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do an Iron Chef thing and turn this into like a liqueur and see if I can make cocktails with it. So that is kind of the main objective today, is Christmas pudding liqueur. Store-bought Christmas pudding liqueur is my goal. We'll see. I think it's going to be a disaster. I have some fancy equipment that might help me. Oh God, it comes in a little plastic tub. Oh, and you're supposed to heat it. Okay, well, we don't want ours heated. Good to know. So we'll come back to that in a minute. First, I want to tell you about the How to Drink app. Do you know about the app? I made an app. If you go to htdapp.com, I'm going to show it to you right now on my phone. My close-up camera I'm not using today because the wireless transmitter for it has been making this really, really annoying high-pitched squeal that I can remove from sound in post, but I can't really remove from sound live. And how does it sound, by the way? Does it sound good? It should sound good. Anyway, does the app work in Europe? I don't see why it wouldn't. It's a web app. You just go to htdapp.com. And look, it's even in that mode. You get access to it by logging into Patreon and being a patron of How to Drink. So if you want to give the gift that keeps on giving to yourself or someone else, give the How to Drink app this year. Hey, I don't know how to program things, and even though that is true, I programmed this. It's built in Postgre, in Python, and it runs on Heroku, for those of you who are interested in those kinds of things. And it's got a back end and a front end, which the front end is React and JavaScript. So check it out. This is version 0.9, by the way. This is still beta. But it does contain like 1,300 drinks, which is just about every drink ever made on the show. And it is a repository of every episode of the show. The mic complains if it's touched. Well, that's what mics do. And in there, you immediately are greeted by episodes or drinks, and you can go to drinks. And look, there's, so it remembered where I was. It has my settings, which is that I only want to see, what am I looking at here? My faves? I think so. Oh, no, I have a search in there for eggnog. So there's a search in there for eggnog because I was looking up my own eggnog recipes the other day. Hit return, hit done. Okay, so now you can see all of the many, many drinks. You can sort by preparation method, ingredients, tags, the media that it was adapted from. So if you want stuff that was from Animal Crossing, for example, hopefully this data set has been cleaned up. Look at that. You can find the drinks that I've made from Animal Crossing, which are right there. This looks a lot better on the close-up camera. Unfortunately, I can't run that today, as I said. You can also go to a drink and add it to your faves and keep a list of faves. So if you're using the show as your own personal cocktail guide, this is the way to do it. It makes it so much easier. You can pick your 10, 20, 30 favorite drinks from the show and put them in there. Or if there was an episode that you kind of vaguely remember and you can't exactly, or you remember the episode and you can't figure out how to get back to the drink that you wanted from that episode, or if you wanted to, I'm sorry, my brain is slow right now. Find other drinks from an episode that you remember. I remember the episode and there was 4 drinks in it, but I forget what the drinks were called, so I want to find those. You could do that by searching from the episode side. If you remembered a drink and you saw it on the show and you found the drink and then you said, but what episode was it in? You can go from the drink to the episode and then find the other drinks that were in that episode. Anyway, can you search Tiki? You should be able to, although, so that's the one thing. It has all the drinks in there, but the data set is a mess right now. Well, not a mess. It is being human refined by myself and Meredith, mostly Meredith. And so we have to actually physically, like, all of the drinks are in there kind of raw. And then we have to physically go through and kind of clean up their data and all that stuff. I built a parser that reads the YouTube channel and sucks in episodes, drinks from episodes from the description. And actually from a few other contextual clues as well, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of that. But then you do have to like review it. So how hard did I find giving myself a crash course in development? I don't know that I gave myself a crash course in app development, Scuzzy. I just sort of smashed my face against the wall and squeezed it out. I got a lot of help from our Discord, which is another patron benefit, so that's another good reason to join my Patreon. Anyway, I know you guys don't want to get sold my app a lot. I have to do that. This is the How to Drink Telethon for the end of the year. This show is brought to you through the support of listeners just like you who drive to work listening to us. Did you use AI tools like GitHub Copilot? No, I did use AI tools though, and I don't like to talk about that because people get real fucking twisted about it. But yeah, me and ChatGPT worked hard together on this. And I don't use a online GitHub repository because it confused me. I use a local Git repository, and I'm using Fork to navigate it, which is super duper helpful. I really like Fork, by the way. If you're interested in a Git GUI, get yourself Fork. It's great. This telethon severely lacks black hair dye. Is that a thing on telethons? I don't know that. Anyway, this is our winter pledge drive here at National Public Drink Tube. And unlike those other national, despite what you may think here, I don't know, I'm doing my best WNYC impression. I don't know how many of you guys listen to WNYC. We don't get any money from the federal government, that is true. It's just through the support of viewers like you. Hello, Brandon Yacko. Hello, Brandon Yacko from Asbury Park. I can confirm that mashing your head against the tools and technology is how you learn coding. Yeah, like, so we can move on. All right, that's my sales pitch. I'll be pitching again. It's a pledge drive. It's gonna be real annoying. I'm gonna be very obnoxious about this because I have to live. I gots to live. Anyway, I haven't mixed any drinks yet, but I will be Dizzy Dial soon. And we're going to do some lab stuff in a minute. I got a Spinzall over here we're going to try and fuck around with too. That's a piece of neat equipment that I'm just starting to wrap my head around. Have I ever bought another boat? Would I ever buy another boat? Hell yeah, I'll buy another boat when I've got money to burn. I don't have any money to burn. Hello, Moravia. And yes, of course I've heard of Slivovitz. I've had it once or twice. As an Android developer, you love seeing my app. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're keeping it web-based, by the way. I don't want to deal with an app store or anything like that. Holiday Mai Tai added, a quarter ounce of allspice dram is a great idea. Yep. Sounds like my family just got home, which means I started this stream very late. I was supposed to be doing this many hours ago. So, we're doing it now. We're doing it live. Fuck it. We're doing it live. Also, usually there's some background music here, but I'm not messing with that today. This live stream is held together by baling wire and bubblegum. It really, truly used to be a beautiful thing, and it's just fallen into a state of disrepair. Perhaps through the support of viewers like you, though, we could get things back together. All right. What got me into drink crafting? I actually did an episode about that. I think it was called The Best Drink I Ever Had. What got me into cocktails was just like, I don't know, liking them. And then the night that my girlfriend and I got engaged, we were in New York City. We decided, let's see about these speakeasy things I've heard so much about. We managed to get into Milk and Honey, which was like at the top of my list of places to get a drink. It was kind of life-changing. All of a sudden, from that moment, like really fell down the rabbit hole of mixology. Like I was desperate to make a left-hand cocktail after I got out of there, and it was like a nightmare because at that time it was so hard to find maraschino, and maybe it wasn't. I forget what's in a left hand off the top of my head. I think there's not maraschino, but it was something I wanted to make that needed maraschino, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and it became like this whole thing making that. And then the show, where'd the show come from? The show came from not wanting to edit anymore, and having previously been a production assistant at a place that made food commercials, and that was it. And I had wanted to do that, but funny on YouTube so that I could stop being an editor. And then it took like a long time before it was a full-time job. It never really was supposed to be the job. The YouTube was not supposed to be the job. It was supposed to be how I got directing work. But it's better to not be a director for somebody else if you can just be your own director. Have any good bars or cocktails I've been to lately? So here's the thing about a man who's 41 years old that has children. Nope. I got nothing for you. I don't go out anymore. That is entirely true, but you know, there are some good places on the Jersey Shore. I like the Grand Tavern a lot and our bar. So they're good. They make some fine drinks. I'd love to go to New York again. Two things, like, well, one, budget. Two, life. So, all right. So here's what I want to do. I want to make a drink, and then I want to go to the lab. Well, so the first thing actually I want to do is find. I hope I have some brandy or something. Madeira, rainwater. I bought this because I thought it was the stupidest name ever. And of course, I still don't have a wine opener. I should probably just buckle down and buy a wine opener. So I can't open this unless I saber it, and I'm not doing that. But Santa's little helper. Yeah, I don't really go out much. I have people over is what I like to do, honestly. And actually, I think I might have just convinced my wife to let us have over people for New Year's. And then in support of that, I might do, here we go. This is Hein, right? Perfect, we can use Hein. This will be the base for our Figgy pudding booze. I might do an episode on batching cocktails, like bottling cocktails in advance of a party, kegging cocktails, and maybe batching cocktails. Or that could actually be separate episodes, in fact. Maybe I should stretch that out. Maybe I shouldn't make that one episode. I got to do some research on it, and I got to do it fast because New Year's is coming up if I'm doing it for New Year's. Hello. We're live. Doing it live! The wife, whom I don't go out with, is here. That's not a dig. It was an answer to a question. So let's find out what Wilkins & Son figgy pudding tastes like. This store-bought figgy pudding. Well, one thing is nice is I was worried it was going to be super duper dry because it says, oh, you got to heat me up. And sometimes that means it's pretty dry. But this is actually nice and moist. I think it's a fun idea. Yeah, it's cool. Orange and I think cardamom, raisins, maybe figs. I don't know. I can't really taste figs ever. I don't even know what a fig tastes like, and I've eaten them several times. It's got like some cinnamon, allspice, clovey flavors in there. That's fun. We can make a Christmas thing with that. You're allowed to say the wife, Sydney. We don't need to overthink it. You know, she can call me the husband. She can call me that jerk. I don't give a shit. Not everything's got to be. It doesn't have to be that serious, everybody. Anyway, so I got this figgy pudding that I'm going to try and turn into booze, and we're going to do that over there in a minute. Let's make a drink. But I don't know what to drink here, and I kind of came out here half-assed and ill-prepared. Well, I do have some lemons and limes. That's a good start. I don't know what's around. What's at hand here? Let's just invent a bizarre rum cocktail. What do you say? Sure, Greg, says I. I have some Hamilton 86. That's a lovely rum. Let's see. Can we do something with Madeira and rum? That sounds appropriate. It sounds very colonial. I've been playing Tropico 6. I don't know how many of you like Tropico. So here's what happened, actually. I was like, oh man, I don't know what came over me, but I really wanted to check out Planet Coaster 2, and I was enjoying it a little bit, and then I couldn't build the ride that I wanted to build, and I was very frustrated with it, and then I was like, man, I thought this had good reviews, and then I went back and read the reviews, and actually people are furious about the state of that game, and the kind of like, it's gonna be DLC vibe of the whole thing, and the complete lack of like business simulation. I kind of wanted that to be a big factor in the game. And then that led me down a rabbit hole of like, well, what the hell would scratch that itch? And the answer apparently was Tropico. And I've played Tropico on and off for years. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll play Tropico 6. That's fun. So I'm playing Tropico 6. So colonial rum cocktails is really on my mind. This is a rainwater Madeira. It's pretty cheap. We're going to the other set in a second, Mile. You're playing City Skyline right now. That's my kind of jam. I wish I could get my two kids like into playing City Skylines with me. The one, she's a little older now, but when she was like 4, she was pretty into it because I would let her name all the streets with me, and it was fun. Name the town. We worked on it together and stuff like that. Do I like Civ-type games? I like them in concept, but I don't play them right. My friend Mike is like a Civ guy, a gamist, and he's like, no, I got to win, and I got strategies to win, and I'm going to win on the earliest turn possible. And he's like trying to like, I won on 46, I just want to I want to build civilization and play civilization and see what happens and stuff. That's what, I don't want to win the game. I want to prolong it, so I'm playing wrong. So that's why I kind of like things like Tropico is actually kind of almost perfect because like the function of the game is to not get ousted for as long as you can. I like that. I like RimWorld. In theory, I like Dwarf Fortress. I used to like Dwarf Fortress a lot, but I don't got time for that. Kind of just want this. Okay, so this is cool. Yeah, well, you know what's funny? This actually kind of reminds me of Quina Lillet, or Lillet Blanc, I should say, which means that if I work with it, I'm going to wind up with something that's an awful lot like an El Presidente, which is, I don't know, I kind of want something different than that, right? Do I have like a full-on port over here? I have left a bottle of port. Oh, there we go. Warren's Ruby Port. I haven't played RimWorld in forever, so I have no thoughts on anything. In fact, I think I kind of stopped playing RimWorld when it went to version 1.0. I think I was only playing it in early release. I remember the last time I checked in, I was like, oh, cool, you don't need a mod anymore to do task hysteresis. That's cool. They built that in. I got no Havana Dark Angel because I'm in the USA and you can't get it here. There is a product on shelves in the USA called Havana Club. It is not Havana Club. As far as I know, there are lawsuits about it. It does not come from Cuba. And so there you have it. I have to say, too, like, it's funny to me how, like, I have had some Cuban rums. And it's funny to me how coveted, like, Havana Club is. And I think that it would be great if I get it. It would simplify a lot of things. There's so many drinks that just, like, want to be Cuban. But I will say that when I got a haul of rum from Cuba, the one that I was the most pleased with was an 11-year-old Ron Santiago. Oh, damn, that shit was fucking good. Board games, not that I am an anti-board game, but I'm anti-board game. No, I don't have a lot of board game stuff going on. Also, you guys are finding out just how much burping is involved in the show that gets edited out. All right, so let's think here. We're going to try something with port. We're going to try something with a Hamilton 86. Where's my, that's missing, I think. That's somewhere else. I was thinking about actually going a little wackadoo and getting some real pirate juice up in here. Oh, shit. No, here it is, my pirate juice. Do you do like lemon lime thing with that? You kind of don't want to. I'd want orange. I would want acid adjusted orange. That's what I would want. Give me 1 second. Yep, I'm just walking around off camera walking. Walking off camera here. Sodium citrate, nitrogen, magnesium carbonate, and gentian, sodium bicarb. Up there. There we go. Hi, everybody. Great return. So I'm going to cut an orange in half. Wouldn't it be great if I had the close-up camera? Yeah, Greg, it'd be great. Why don't you have it? Because I'm fucking lazy. I'm going to squeeze this as best as I can. Benedictine is hard. Oh, well, B&B is a terrible... You can't use that. Any thoughts on super juice? I love super juice. If I was making more drink... Okay, so here's my deal with super juice. If I was making more... If I was throwing parties all the time, and if I have a New Year's party, I might do a batch of super juice. If I was having people over to drink more, if I was running a bar, I would do super juice for sure. But on a YouTube show, in order to use super juice, every fucking time I use it, I'm going to have to explain what it is, and also have to deal with comments of people saying, like, this is not fucking real lime juice. And I wondered, you know, to like some extent, like converting the show to super juice. What is super juice? Super juice is essentially, and some people are going to be annoyed about this, it's artificial lime juice. It is using, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It's taking the essential oils from lime peels, and you can do it yourself with real limes, or you can do it, I mean, you can do it with, it's all going to involve real limes. You could just buy lime essential oil, though, and a few other things, and make tons and tons of super juice, I think, without having to do that. And then basically lengthening that. You take the essential oil of limes, either you do it yourself from the peels, or you do it from, you let a lab do it and not have, you know, have a lot more high quality essential oil. And then you lengthen it with citric acid, malic acid, and water. That would be to make like a lime super juice. If you wanted to do lemon, you would skip the malic acid, and there's weights and measures for all this stuff. But that's basically what it is. It's making your own lime juice. Because at the end of the day, the juice that's in a fruit is water, essential oils, sugar, and acid, and maybe a couple of other things. So it occurs to me, some of you don't know, that I don't have running water back here. I do have malic acid around, but I just grabbed the citric for the purposes here. And so to keep the bar clean when I'm shooting, I use a steam cleaner. So I apologize for the sounds. Running water in the bar and the lab is maybe a project for the new year. I got a quote from a plumber who I think just did not want to do the job. And he wanted $5,000 to just do the rough in. So I'm going to add, and this is the least scientific way I could do this, I'm just going to add like very small amount of citric acid to my orange juice. Can you make super juice with oranges? There's absolutely no reason you can't. $100 to run my plumbing? I think that you're a little low there, Nap Legend. I don't think you're going to get that. Do I have a bucket to let the steam drip into? Well, it doesn't drip, but what I do is I have, do I have a clean one? No, I haven't. So what I get are these Winco bus buckets, and then you can get a strainer for them, and there's some graham cracker crumb in there. And so you get the strainer insert and the bus bucket, and I just keep them down here, and I can put my glassware and stuff into there. They'll drain out below. It makes my life pretty easy. It's a lot better than like any other solution for this. Morning, Australia. You can do a super juice with any citrus. I just got here, but I have plumbing experience. What? I don't think $100 is enough money to do the drain hot and cold water into my garage. I do think $5,000 is a bit steep. You know, either this is not even close to dissolved, or we can go a lot more. A lot more. Go crazy. You thought orange had a more complex flavor profile. Well, I don't know. About 150. 150, man. If you get, no, honestly, I think the reality is, I think even at real prices, which I'm thinking is $1,500, yeah, $1,500 I'd probably do. There's a part of me that's like, why don't you just buy the tools and do it yourself? But then you look at what a ProPress costs, and it's like a $5,000 fucking tool. And then you're like, do I really want to be like on my back brazing and shit? I don't know. We're getting there. I'm honestly, that again. And yeah, I could go back over across the room, get the malic acid, yada, yada. I'm not doing that right now. Is it possible to make a non-alcoholic LIT? Yes. Yes, technically, just use garden hoses. So like an LIT is all the booze and Coca-Cola and lemon and lime juice. Uh-oh, mighty cutie. About to make a Baltimore eggnog from last week at my mother's house, but with bourbon instead of cognac and marsala instead of Madeira. Wish me luck. Also hoping for the Gator wine episode. I guess I got to do a Gator wine episode at some point, but I feel like I'm late to the punch on that. So my only understanding about marsala, this is crazy. I've never drank marsala, and so I think of marsala wine sauce, and to me it's like, that's a salty wine, but it's not. So good luck, but it should be fine. I think bourbon's a good choice there too. That's good. It's orangey, but also tart. Ever consider another outdoor live stream again in the future? Have I done outdoor live streams in the past? Yes, more plans for video game cocktails, yes. Can you make drinks with menthol crystals? Apparently, menthol is the main ingredient in peppermint. Yes, you can. As long as there aren't like brick walls in the way or some other complicated factor, just running new hot and cold to a room and drain out isn't hard to figure out from online resources. You're right, it's not, but there are brick walls in the way. So it's pretty complicated to put, where I want the plumbing is not so easy. is not so easy. This spot, there's a spot back here I want to put it. There's a spot over there I want to put as well. That's pretty complicated. What's next for Midnight Local? Well, I don't know. Movies. I don't know right now off the top of my head. Let me make this. God damn it. George is getting angry. So, yeah, I like the idea of orange. Orange is Christmassy. Okay, let's just make a Christmassy thing with rum now. So we're going to start with 1 ounce, maybe even more in a minute. 1 ounce is where I'm going to start, though, of my acid-adjusted orange. Whoop. Keep this guy around. Might need some more of that. We're going to do 1 ounce of Smith & Cross Pirate Juice. Happy Festivus. We're going to do 1 ounce of port. I have no idea. I'm just fucking winging it. When I have all the juices in there, then I'm going to rebalance. I'm probably not going to go to a whole ounce of simple because the port's pretty sweet. In fact, we should probably taste that now. Do you mean coquito? I do. Coquito's a nice thing, but this is not that. I'm going for more of like a Dickensian cocktail here. Something that feels a little bit like, needs a little sweetness. A little bit like the Smoking Bishop or something like that. Let's do 3/4 of an ounce of simple for now. Oh, it was just a joke, Darian. I'm fine, but thank you. I wrote, what were you using the Stiggins Fancy for? Something the other day in an episode. It's on the show. It's been released. I forget. I made something. Oh, you know what? That might have been Patron. So, talk about my Patreon. If you're a member of my Patreon, a lot of my episodes, there's more drinks that only go out for the Patreon. And that was I did a drink called the Mele Katiki Maca. Mele Katiki Maca, which was a tiki cocktail for Christmas. And that was a Patron exclusive. That's what that was. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a nice, he said. Let's put 1/4 of an ounce of St. Elizabeth's allspice dram in there. Super excited for the HCD app. Oh, thank you. Thinking about going through your past episodes. I'm building a database for myself, but you beat me to it. Thank you so much, Steve. Really appreciate that. And I hope you don't hate the app. Since it's here, let's put, we're up to, yeah, we could put 1 ounce, 1/2 ounce of this in there. Put 1 ounce in there, the pineapple. I don't know if it's going to come through, but wouldn't be remiss to be in there. You know what might be neat now? Like we're just kitchen sinking the hell out of this cocktail. If I put in a bar spoon of maraschino, we're on our way to like some kind of a fruitcake cocktail. If I had to choose one for a mojito, simple or granular? Simple, for sure. There's no, I mean, I don't want to argue with people, but, oh, that's really good. The idea that you should use granulated syrup, sugar in a cocktail is very, is twee the right word? It's very, it's like an affectation, you know, like you don't need to do that. I'm guilty of doing it. I've done it on the show because like people yell at me sometimes if I don't, and I'd rather just, it's funny, a lot of people are like, oh, he's rage baiting for the comments. Like, no, actually I'm not. I hate getting, because I have a compulsion to respond, like it's a disease. And so I don't want a bunch of billions of comments that I have to answer to. It drives me crazy. Ah, thank you, Potbelly Denny. Amateur. No, not amateur. It's an affectation. It's like you shouldn't, if a bartender in you know, 1870 or 1860 was working with ice, they would not have used granulated sugar. They would have made simple because it fucking won't dissolve. They stopped kind of using granulated sugar for the most part in cocktails directly when ice became a thing for the most part. That said, I think that your simple should be as close to granulated sugar as you can get. I mean, like if you can do 3 parts sugar to 1 part, if you can get 3 parts sugar into 1 part water, I think that's ideal. You know, the more sugar to water, the better, because, excuse me, I'm just Rick Sanchezing it up. Because you don't want to add sweet water. You want to add liquid sugar. That's what you want to add to your cocktail. Thank you, South Korea, SEK? Or is that one of the Scandinavian countries? Good to see you, man. Merry Christmas. Finally joined the Patreon. Oh, thank you so much, Phillips Screwdriver. Phillips Screwdriver is funny. Anachronistic? Yeah, you could say anachronism. I still think it's an affectation. It's like you're putting on airs. You're being ridiculous. It's like it's the bartender with the I cut my arm here. Something stuck to me. It's like the braces on your arms to hold up your sleeves and stuff like that, or the handlebar mustache. It's like okay, I get it. Isn't the granulated sugar useful for when you muddle the mint leaves? It's not necessary. The mint oil is super volatile, and the leaves are not. They're not like. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think it makes a difference. Mint leaves are pretty weak little guys, you know. They're not. They don't need like a lot of coaxing to give up what's in them. Maybe. All right, what do we call this? It's purple. Let's give it a taste. That's fucking great. Yeah. Another Christmas cocktail. This needs a name. It's a touch sweet. I don't know. I'm not going to waste too much dead air on thinking of a name, but that's pretty tasty. Yeah. I like that better than like a rum runner. I'm not a fan of rum runners with the banana liqueur in them. It's very sweet, but it's delicious. All right. Sugar plum. Oh, yeah, no. Christian Hansen, we don't need to call it sugar plum rummer. This is a vision. This is a vision of sugar plums. A vision of sugar plums. Perfect name. Thank you. Did you know that sugar plums are not plums? They're a Victorian candy? I just found that out. I think that's crazy. Recap the ingredients. Let's hope I can remember them. It's an ounce of port, 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. It's an ounce of Smith & Cross. It's an ounce of acid-adjusted orange juice. Good luck with that. It's a bar spoon of Luxardo Maraschino, and it was an ounce, I think, of Plantation's Fancy Stiggins pineapple. Plantaray. Sorry. Okay. Let's go to the lab. Oh, I can just push a button here. Check this out. I'll catch up over there in a second. Hang on. Whoop. Walking around the room. That's what I'm doing, I'm walking around the room. I'm shaking my butt on the camera for the internet. Walking around the room. Going over there, coming over there. Doobie-doobie-doobie-doobie-doo. Hey guys, I'm over here now. I don't have the chat room visible, so let me fix that. This is a nightmare. This is like the worst setup. Meredith, the lab needs money. Need love in here, YouTube. I'm getting there. I'm trying to get to the chat. Hang on, guys. We're almost there. Do I have to log in? Oh, you fucker. I got to log in. Oh, no. Nope, I'm a viewer. I can't be a viewer. I got to really log in. Oh, man. This is going to take a second, gang. Hold on a second. Switching accounts. Add account. Bleep, blop, bloop, beep, 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 boo. I'm not gonna talk about my passwords. I did not forget my email. I hate that. Listen to me. Internet. When I push tab, if I enter my email and push tab, it should immediately go to a place where I can hit enter. That should be a rule. I should not have to tab more than once to get to the part after the password, to get to the password entry. That's the thing. Okay, fix that. I don't want to have to touch my mouse. I just want to tab. You know what would be really cool too is if you really have to have like more than one click, right? Just have like a tab counter. Tell me how many tabs I have to hit to get to that field. This has been Greg's Crazy Person Complains. All right, let's get over here and pop out the... Nope, I don't want to do that. I want to pop out the chat. And I want to maximize it. And I want to punch way in so that I can read it. I'm back. Oh my God, yes, D&D, says Eddie Wootens. That's not just how it logically should be. It's basically the law under the ADA. Oh, my tab thing? Oh, okay. It's for accessibility, Greg. What is? Hitting tab? Yeah, it's more accessible. I do use a password manager, Brizzy. You still have to, like, get to the password stuff. You didn't almost see my password. There's literally not possible. Heard, not seen. What gorgeous lady wants a date? Fascinating question. So, let's talk about what I've been working on over here. See, I have a teleprompter over there, but it is... I can't read it. It's not big enough. So, unfortunately, you guys are down here. I don't know. It's just not big enough. It sucks. I need my teleprompter to be embiggened. Let me see if I can embiggen it more. I guess that's cool. But it also keeps, like, crapping out on me. What's going on with this connection? Just stay connected already. What class would Greg play in a D&D one-shot? I usually play a rogue frequently, or a rogue-ish character. All right, let's put this aside for a moment. Oh, boy. Mine is one-click email, password, submit all in one. If that case, fix the tabs. Oh, that's a heavy bitch. Not really. Okay. Hey, graduated cylinders. How come you're so easy to break? I break them constantly now. This is obnoxious. All right. Just like there's a mess here. There are a lot of little dilutions and flavorants and stuff like that. In fact, I should bottle this one up. This is a extract from bananas that I made, and it is... Actually, I have two questions about it. First off, it is super banana-y. Woo! Oh my God, that's banana-y. But is it different on the top and the bottom? Because there is a separation boundary layer here. Maybe a little bit different. At any rate, I'm not going to worry about that now. I'm just going to bottle it so it's not in danger. A cocktail idea, Wayland Yutani. Lab can make a good version of the smoker's cough. I don't know about that. Bananium. Bananium. So I don't know what to do about that boundary layer. I'm not sure if it means I should filter it, fine it. It doesn't look like oil to me. I don't think that there are separating oils to remove, but there could be. I'm just gonna stick those there. I will label them at some point in the near future. Anyway, I made that because this is a project I've been working on for a lot. No, it's not a bottle of Dasani. This is a bottle of something called Beverly. And some of you know what Beverly is, and some of you don't. I said I recently went to Disney World. I did. I went there specifically to pilfer Beverly. I went to Club Cool at Epcot, and I got 4 bottles of Dasani, emptied them out, and I filled them up with Beverly at the little tap there. And I fucking love Beverly. I love Beverly. It is so, it's like an explosion of, so here's the thing. This is what's so hard. It's an explosion of bubblegum that turns bitter, and then it finishes on grapefruit. Now, the problem is that bubblegum's not a thing. It's a combination of things. What is the combination? I don't know. And so, the thing about Beverly is you can't get it anywhere because even when you could get it, you couldn't get it anywhere. They took it off the market in 2009 entirely, so now you can't get it anywhere except for Epcot and also the Coke experience in Atlanta. So when I wanted to get some for the show, I realized I have to make Beverly, and then I thought, well, first off, it's not going to be exact. It's going to be my own version, which we're calling Gregory. And wouldn't it be neat if when I make a soda on the show, you could buy it? Well, you will. You'll be able to buy Gregory just as soon as I figure out how to make it. I'm getting closer. But I made the banana extract for that purpose because I can't get, like, banana. I can't really get, like, long story short, the place where I would buy essential oils and flavorants and things of that nature and esters from is, like, on holiday break. So I had to make my own. And, in fact, I have some wild cherry bark up there. We might set up an extract of wild cherry bark as part of this stream. So, yeah, bubblegum, strawberry, banana, other citrus. So dry. I don't know, I missed that. So anyway, why is that screen acting like this? It's really pissing me. Oh, it might be the wrong voltage? Might be. Buy it where? Oh, that's a good point. You'll be able to buy it from drinksoda.com, the website that I own, which will be, it's a whole new thing I'm doing. So we're going to do them as like mass or group buys. So I have a minimum order quantity for each of these sodas that I'll make on the show. I don't know what the number is, but let's say it's 500 units, 500 cases or something like that, that I have to run with my co-packer. Otherwise, I can't do it. And so we're going to it's set up. I've been working on the Shopify store. It's mostly working so that you'll be able to commit as if it was like a Kickstarter or something like that. And then when we hit our minimum order quantity, whatever that happens to be, we'll run the order, you'll get charged, and then it will take 5 or 8 weeks before you get your case of soda, because that sets off a whole process whereby we have to, the lab has to, because there's another lab involved. They take my recipes and my formulations, and I'm going to formulate it here. They're going to have to replicate it, and so they have to run through that process. There's a thing where we have to get the label done for the nutrition facts and stuff like that, and the yada yada, and then it physically takes a little bit of time, for the actual bottling process, and then it has to go to my third-party logistics partner, and then we can ship it to you in 2 days. So for the drop order, or I keep saying drop order because I got the idea from that website Mass Drop that doesn't really do that anymore. For the group buy stuff, it's going to work like that. Hypothetically, if Gregory is a huge hit and people just constantly want more Gregory, I'll just start stocking it, and it'll be 2-day shipping from there. So we're working on that. Anyway, I've been really banging my head against the wall working on reverse engineering Beverly into Gregory, and I've had very bad results. Not bad results. I've gotten closer. I've gotten a lot of what I want out of my formulations, but I'm not quite there yet. And I decided, well, and there's not a lot of info on Beverly out there. It wasn't super popular. Well, thank you, Joey is Cozy. It wasn't super popular anywhere. It doesn't have like a real big fan base except for, weirdos online, and they don't have access to buying bottles of it. And so there's not like people doing homemade versions of it that you can look at it for reference. No one's breaking down the flavor profile. I can't find the fucking scientist who invented it for Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola doesn't tell you what's in there. There's a label on the Italian bottles that I can see when I've seen them that is like, it's natural flavors and citric acid. It doesn't really tell you a lot. One thing I can confirm from that is that it is 14% sugar. It's pretty damn sweet, but all of the non-alcoholic aperitifs are high in sweetness. And so I've been trying to reverse engineer it, but it occurred to me that it's probably not super different from some other non-alcoholic aperitifs that are popular in Italy, and I left my bottle opener over there, and I gotta go get it now. And so I picked up basically all of the reasonably popular non-alcoholic aperitifs from Italy to use as samples. And also because if they're more popular, maybe there are people who are talking about how to make Crodino, for example. Crodino, so here's the thing about Beverly. Beverly hit the market in 1969. It was a Coca-Cola product made for the Italian market, yada, yada. Crodino hit the market in 1965, and it is the most popular non-alcoholic aperitif in Italy, or so I am told. I had a feeling that Beverly was basically a copy of Crodino, and turns out I'm not that wrong, because Crodino is pretty close. Stappi and San Bitter, not so close. Unfortunately, also, by the way, I do not think that I have a bottler in the US who can do these really cool 100 milliliter bottles. I wish I could. So when you get Gregory, it's coming in a 12-ounce bottle. I don't know what to tell you. At least in version 1. So this is San Bitter's non-alcoholic aperitif. It's tasty, it's bitter, it's dry, high level of sugarness. When I say dry, I mean it's bitter in that it dries your mouth. I want to say that there are notes of cherry in there, but I don't think so. It's mostly citrus, some kind of orange peel rind thing, grapefruit rind, pith. This screen is really pissing me off, and I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. It could be a bad wire. It almost certainly is a bad wire. Let's try it again. But it's not Beverly. It doesn't have the intensity of Beverly. Beverly is super intense. This is Stappi. Oh my God. I must have gotten some salt on that somehow. That's weird. More or less the same. However, a little bit of a different kind of a note there. Audio Tech pot up. Why, am I quiet? I'm seeing like huge, I'm peaking. Someone else weigh in on that. I think I'm hot. I don't think I'm quiet. Who's Rhett Shull? Don't tell me that Rhett is actually Rhett. That'd be cool. What's going on here, gang? Trying to, there we go. Let's duplicate this. Duplicate. Duplicate. I'm just doing some chat room stuff here, guys. Hold up. Sorry. I'm going to see if I have solved a little chat room problem. Pop that sucker out. And you over there. And maximalize you. And do this. And pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop. Pop. Okay. And then maximalize that too. Cool. Okay. All right. And so this is Crodino, and I think Crodino is the closest to Beverly. And I have to be very stingy with my Beverly because I'm down to only 2 bottles of this stuff yet. I actually looked into having it sent out to a place for gas chromatography to have like literally just someone do an analysis on it and tell me what the fuck is in it. That seems very expensive, like extremely expensive. What's better? I didn't touch anything. Oh, Rhett, thank you. What was the first version of Gregory like? I can get the bitterness right. I can get the grapefruit right. In fact, I can do grapefruit much better than Beverly, and I'm happy about that. I can make the grapefruit parts, the bitter parts awesome, and I can dial them in a couple of different directions in a way that I find very pleasing. It's honestly, it comes down to like not what's possible, but like what version I want with that. I can't figure out how to do the first part of the flavor profile at all, which is super pungent and bitter, but bubblegum, like it smashes you in the face with bubblegum and just like wampha. And I don't know what that is. And I think I keep looking into this, I keep doing more and more research. I think it might be the banana oil that I just made that was missing. And I think it could be nutmeg. And I don't have a quality nutmeg oil on hand, unfortunately. So I don't know Ramona's drink from Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim is popular with the youths. It's not, generationally, it was not like a foundational film for me. But I understand that you young folks, you sure do like that movie with Ramona in it. Anyway, this is Crodino. That's closer. It has, what is that? It's a very sweet orange and vanilla kind of note that goes bitter. It's bitter throughout. But it's not quite like this. Tricks, I've tried to enjoy jackfruit so many times. There's so many things that are like, oh, this is the future of vegetarian food, and this is going to save the world. They're trying to make jackfruit happen so bad. It is jacked up. Jackfruit sucks. I don't like jackfruit at all. I'm missing the boat here big time. But it could be banana. It could be banana, cherry, strawberry kind of combo thing that I don't currently have the stuff to do yet, but I'm working on it. I have a Valencia orange. I mean, I have Valencine, which is a very floral, it's what makes, I have so many different versions of like that, possibly. Yeah, it could be bergamot. Okay. Rhett, we're going to take these shitty, this is like an Iron Chef idea. By the way, I don't expect this to work. And if you have good reason to expect it to work, let me know. So this is a Wilkins or whatever. It's like a store-bought Christmas pudding. Oh, it's lovely. And they are it says 100 gram, but it said 120 on the front. So we're going to combine that with cognac in equal measures. We're going to blend the living shit out of it. We're going to let them steep, whatever. And then I'm going to try to spinzall them clear. I don't think it's going to work. Cognac. So here we go. 500 mils of cognac. Scooby-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Do I have 500? Yeah, I got 500. Cognac. Wait a minute. I don't even know if I have 500 grams. Hang on. Before I pour this anywhere. Oh, God. See, these things are dangerous for me. My body wants to knock these over so bad. So bad. So bad. Here's my scale. Let's... all right, so many things. There's so many things to trip over. I need more space. All right. Oh, shit. That's not good anymore. So this scale has a very low kind of maximum capacity, but it's super accurate. It's probably the wrong scale for the job. That's okay. Tear that out. Boop. That brings me to 108. They sell plastic graduated cylinders. Yeah. I've put some stuff through these guys that makes me wonder if plastic would be a problem. Like, I like glass for a number of reasons, but I have seen the plastic ones. We're overed. Damn it. Well, let's just assume they're all about 100 grams like it says. Let's just assume that they're correct. In fact, oh, it's funny. Each one is weighted individually. All right, so we're just going to say it's 300-ish, a little over 300 grams. That's fine. Put them in the blender. Now, of course, that's dirty. I'm going to pour this back into my bottle. I wish I had a closet full of this shirt. I have one of this shirt. Oh, yeah, that's actually kind of where I want to be anyway, about 325. This is not rocket surgery. And somebody said, what a nice set that is, and I agree. Thank you. All right, it's going to get loud, guys, as soon as I can find out where the electricity comes from.
Hey, electricity. Well, oh, there you are. You're down here. Look at you. Hey.
Oh, speaking of electricity, I found a Sony Trinitron 27-inch in the garbage the other day. And much to my wife's chagrin, I pulled over and got it, threw out my back. Fucker was 96 pounds. And it was sitting there because I got it in the rain. And it was sitting there drying out, and I finally powered it up. And the plug that I plugged into the wall welded itself to the wall, shot sparks everywhere. It was a scary time. You'd think that'd be enough, but I tried to plug it in a second time. Didn't work. I thought it was garbage. I was about to figure out how to get to the recycling center today, and then I noticed that the wire I plugged in from the back of the Sony Trinitron was frayed to shit, and I probably never even powered up the TV. What actually had happened was I just plugged the socket into itself because it was touching itself, shot electricity everywhere, and so I replaced the wire. Guess what? TV works, and so now I've got my Raspberry Pi hooked up to it for retro gaming. Neat, right? Oh, I shorted the shit out of it. No, that's not the Trinitron. That's a Magnavox. I don't know, what is that? 20-inch, 19-inch? It's a tiny one. Actually, I found it in the basement of the house. It wasn't mine. I mean, it was here when we bought the place. No, Dustin, it didn't trip the breaker, but it actually probably shouldn't because it wasn't a GFCI. Breakers trip when they get hot, and so it just didn't trip it. Let's get... I'm off camera, guys. Don't worry. You don't need to adjust your set-top dials. You don't even have set-top dials. Who am I kidding? Kiesel saw. Where is this stuff? Okay. This is Pectinex SPL. I do not think... oh, man, the white whales here. Here's 40-something inches, weighed 400 pounds. There are CRT HD screens. Those are really interesting. Okay, so we're going to add a bunch of Pectinex. Why? Is there pectin in this to break down? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But, you know, it's a good practice. We're going to make, we're going to turn the cheap Christmas puddings that are palm oil and nut-free into Christmas pudding cognac? Of course Christmas pudding is alcohol flavored, but what about alcohol that's Christmas pudding flavored? Have you given that any consideration? Have you thought about that? No, I didn't look very sad. I just forgot to put my face on. Oh, no. Oh, God, please don't. My computer's trying to report somebody's message for pornography. I just want to scroll up. Thank you. I don't think I reported you. You know I'm right. Greg, I have a margarita idea. Came up with it and I want to see if you'd made it before. Tequila, agave, fresh lime, and club with sodium. I mean, I don't know if that's a margarita. It sounds like a nice highball. But once you get club soda in there, I would say that ceases to be a margarita. Wait, whose mind is blown? It's very meta. All right, we're going to let that do its doodad for a minute. I don't think this is going to work. I'm just looking at that thinking, nah. Okay. Okay. Oh, well, that's, my phone was sticking out in a very confusing way. Put this over here. Get it out of my world, man. I got no room for this shit. Okay, I'm back. Hey, guys. Greg, I got an Angostura problem. I put it in all the cocktails. Am I broken or correct? You're pretty correct. The only problem is that you're going to mess up your mouth. You're going to mess up your palate if you keep doing that. If you keep making those faces, it's going to get stuck that way. So we're going to let that cognac and that figgy pudding hang out together and do their thing. You know, the bar, believe it or not, is a much more developed and well-rounded place. This is still, I'm still figuring this out. You know, you need a niece or a nephew as a PA. No, I don't. I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, thank you for the live stream. Hope you have a good holiday. I hope you have a good holiday too, Scott. The lab is supposed to be dark. Kitsune, I mean, maybe it's not supposed to be that dark. Is it that dark? I don't think it's that dark. This is cinnamic aldehyde, which is fun. Yeah, so like these bottles represent all of my efforts in methyl benzoate, making the stuff, making the Beverly so far. I'm going to put them away, actually, because they are kind of a bit much. Oh, God. Please don't break anything, for the love of God. All I need to do is break what amounts to perfume bottles all over the place. This is a disaster. This was what I thought would be a good way to store this stuff. It is not. It is a terrible way to store this stuff. What I want to do is, I got my calipers out the other day, and I got these two different sizes of bottles. What I want to do is get into Fusion 360, take a measurement here, and a measurement here, maybe a measurement here, and I want to make some kind of, I'm going to 3D print some kind of rack for these things. I might make it available. I'll make that file available to other people for whom it would be useful. Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't want them to be on spice racks. I want them clipped in. I got some dividers in here, in fact. It's still just not a good system because you can't see what they are from the top. You got to go through each and every one. I want them clipped in, and I want to be able to hang them on the wall or sit them down, and I want them to stack up vertically, not on an angle where they take up more space. I want, ideally, like, oh, that'd be great if I could go right up the side of this fucker and just have them there. And then I could do different racks for, like, these are fruit things, these are 1% dilutions, these are 10% dilutions, these are, you know, flavors that are, you know, these are esters, these are aldehydes, you know, and I could sort them that way. I think that would be helpful. So. Does anyone remember which Trappist was second to Valdo in Greg's list this year? I gotta tell you something, I don't even know that off the top of my head. Test tube clamp rack holder for like hundreds of these little bottles? I like this background though. I don't want to mess with my background. I got a whole Nostromo vibe I'm working on here. Test tube clamp rack holder. I'm gonna look that up. Yeah, but the lids are too tiny. Like, I don't know. I can't put a label on there that easily. I thought about it, labels on the lid, but I don't like, what? An alien cocktail. I don't think so. So what I have found in doing drinks from pop culture is that generally speaking, it needs to be something in universe. An alien cocktail, a cocktail that is inspired by Alien, unless I can come up with some other reason for that video to exist, for people to click on it, it's not going to get seen by a lot of people. No one's going to click on it. And I'm not interested in making content nobody watches for like a number of reasons. The shit's hard. I mean, it's not as hard as roofing, but it's not like, you know, It's a job. I'm working. Doesn't look like work. I got to smile while I do it, but but it's work. And if I'm going to put effort into this stuff, I'm going to try and make it good. So what I've found with the pop culture stuff is that it tends to perform best when it's in universe, like a thing that exists. Butterbeer did well, but like something Harry Potter might drink would not do well. Unless I can come up with a very clever way to spin that into a thumbnail and a title, and I can't. I'm not that smart. There we go. Look at that. One big full rack. Oh boy, slip this back underneath this cabinet. There we go. Whew. All right, now we got a little more space to work. Fire whiskey. Yeah, fire whiskey's cool. Speaking of fire whiskey, a little of this, a little of that. God damn, that's tasty. It's got so much going on there. Something HP Harry Potter might drink is just clickbait nonsense. Anyway, I don't know about that. It's clickbait if you're not delivering on what the promise is. Like, if the video is something Harry Potter might drink, and that's what the video is about, that's not clickbait. It's just content people might want to see. Clickbait is when it's like a lie. Clickbait is short for clickbait and switch. You know, you got to do the bait and the switch. The switch is important for it to be clickbait. And YouTube, ooh, whoa, that was all ethanol in my nose. YouTube is pretty good at making it so that if you do that, you do a bait and switch, it doesn't perform at all. And nobody and like YouTube won't promote it and nobody will watch it. And you can't do that. You really can't get away with it. I got to find a place to plug this frucker in, and I think I can do it right here. There we go. Now plug this son of going in. There we go. There we go. There we go. Probably talking straight into my microphone. Okay, that's better. Okay. This is Spinzall. It is on loan from Dave Arnold and Modernist Pantry. Thank you guys so much as well. I'm going to see if I can do something with this. Right now, anybody who knows how to use one of these is shaking their head, I'm sure, and saying, like, Greg, this will not clarify. But we'll see. And so basically the Spinzall is a countertop bartender's, what do you call this thing? Oh yeah, centrifuge. Dave Arnold wanted to use centrifuges in his bar program. They're very, very expensive, very, very delicate, and very, very large and noisy and kind of dangerous and all kinds of problems. So he came up with this. It's this rotating drum. You got to put these little fins in there. Oh, that's backwards, Greg. Is someone correcting my fucking pronunciation of centrifuge? Centrifuge doesn't work for you? You want me to say centrifuge? I love it when people correct my pronunciation. It's my favorite. Then Jones Nuka. I actually never got my hands on any. And then this part, I shouldn't necessarily need it. Whoa, that's all red. Let me read that. Dang. Why won't you scroll? There we go. Whoa! $100? Holy shit, Steph Sagawudin fan. Hi, Greg. I don't drink and my husband rarely drinks, but we both love watching your videos. All of your content is informative, entertaining, and a blast to watch. Your channel is one of the first we put on to relax. That's amazing. I can't. Thank you. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great fucking day and a Merry Christmas. I can't wrap my head around that. It's mind blowing. Thank you so much. It's just like people relax to me. I'm in people's house. That's a person could get very large ego. knowing things like that, you know? I don't know how to process that. Thank you guys so much. All right, there we go. You put this for doodly doot in there. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to, well, yeah, I should put this in after because I don't see how I can pour around it. All right. And then I'm going to pour this into there. Burp, 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 burp. And you can't go above the fins. So, like, it's technically, you know, let's say it can hold 500 mils. But, like, the real truth of the matter is whatever the fins say, that's what she holds. There we go. That's what we're going to clarify. There is like this hosing and stuff is so that you can run it in a continuous configuration where it just like continually sucks stuff up a pump and centrifuges it, but it works better. It does a more complete clarification job in this configuration, what they call batch configuration. Is this how to droop? Soup? How to droop? You chill watching my customers' own videos. This is fucking crazy, man. I don't know how to process this information. Where's the lid? Did I leave the lid someplace stupid? The lid. I gotta have a lid. I feel like it's a Blue's Clues moment. Where is the lid? Does anybody see the lid? Shout it out if you see my lid. I do have a vacuum filtration flask, and that could become a factor here, but I'm trying to do this in one step. I have 2 vacuum filtration flasks. Where is the lid? Did anybody notice where we put the lid? Shout real loud if you see the lid. Where the fuck is the lid? Oh, there it is. Actually, it's funny. I've been playing with it for the show. I bought years ago a Ronin RSC2, which is like a gimbal, but it can auto track a person. And I've been playing with it on the show, at least in the lab, just like following me around. I thought about setting it up for the live stream today, but for a couple of reasons I couldn't do that. But it would have been interesting maybe because it would have followed me over there and you would have seen behind the scenes what this room really looks like. So here we go. We lock this sucker in. There we go. Put this guy on there, and normally, this is actually a tube that would do the feed if you were doing continuous stuff, but according to all the videos and literature and stuff like that, it's just kind of best practice to plug it all up so that when you're working with alcohol, it doesn't kind of go everywhere. We're going to power it on, and I'm going to briefly shit a brick while this sucker comes up to speed because it makes me very nervous when it fires up. You love my contact. Happy holidays. Are you familiar with a product called 2 Stacks Double Irish Cream Liqueur? It's whiskey based, pretty good. 2 Stacks. I'm not, maybe that's a typo. I don't know 2 Stacks. I apologize. Okay, here we go. But no, not really. I've seen Irish cream liqueurs. I don't know about 2 Stacks. And I don't know specific brands, honestly. 1, 2, 3. It's making a weird noise. So scary to me. It spins so fast. There's a lot of mass rotating in there. Ah. Whew. It's very stable sounding. Ah. Ah. Okay. It's going. There's a few minutes there when it's fired up that I am afraid. I am afraid. We're going to walk away from it now. I'm going to go back to the bar. No, it's not a food processor. It's a Spinzall centrifuge on loan from Modernist Pantry and and Dave Arnold. You tease, but you would do the same thing. So I used to have this no, not a Vita. It's some kind of a juicer. It was a Vitamix? No, it wasn't a Vitamix. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a Juice-O-Matic 9000 that I found in my father-in-law's basement. And it was like just a rotating drum wood chipper juicer. And I would use it a little bit like a centrifuge. But sometimes when it was off balance, I'd have to like tackle it because it would start walking and like, oh, it was scary. And this thing spins even faster and harder. Let's go back to the bar. Meredith was just yelling at me. I saw you, Meredith. I saw ya. Meredith wants you to know, and so does Visky, and so do I, that Visky is the official glassware provider of How to Drink. All of the glasses I use on the show, and I wish I had a close-up running today, and I don't. I'm sorry. Are provided by Visky. They make beautiful glassware. Please use the link in the pin comment below. Or actually, there is no pin comment below. I'm just like on autopilot. Go to Visky.com. Buy you or your loved ones some glassware for their bar. They will love it. Use code How to Drink at checkout. I think you're going to get 15% off. Visky. Go ahead. Go to Visky. How do I do what? Says the Oreo show. How did I go to another room? With buttons. I got buttons. How do you know when the centrifuge is done? Give it 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Who just texted me? Okay, that was a weird text. I got to deal with that one. So that centrifuge, no, it doesn't auto drain. I mean, the way it works is probably not the way other centrifuges work. That drum, the solids are going to collect against the outside of the drum like you were on, what's that ride at the carnival? Like that. And then the liquids are just going to sit on top of that, and then we're going to pour them off. It's a little bit different than like I think a laboratory centrifuge or something like that. There are ways for it to do batching, where we're pumping new stuff in, spinning it, and pumping it out. I'm not running it in that mode, so it's all going to stay in Gravitron. Thank you. It's all going to stay in the drum. You can run it. You can run. Obviously, you can run a given batch longer in that drum when you're not batch processing it, because batch processing involves just feeding more liquid into it and overflowing it and pouring it off the side. I would rather. That's not what I'm trying to do today. So, I'm back over here. What was I going to do? Well, I talked about Visky. The app. I haven't plugged my own fucking app in a minute. Guys, do you know about the How to Drink app? You go to htdapp.com. Please do. A lot of people are using the show as their own personal cocktail guide. A lot of people are apparently using the show to relax too. Mind blown. You know what show? I have to say, I am not a big consumer of YouTube, but for a while there, my wife and I were watching Gone with the Winds. And I kind of had to stop because the boat lust got so strong in me. It was dangerous. It was boiling over. But yeah, so I made HTD app. I made it. It's a patron benefit. If you sign up for the Patreon, or if you go to htdapp.com, you will have access to it. It is a searchable database of every drink I've ever made on the show. You can save your favorite drinks and come back to them and use it as your own personal cocktail guide. Drinks get added to it as episodes come out. We are refining the data set and the UI and improving the features on it kind of all the time. It is very much a handmade project. I coded it. Meredith and I are working on it together, and it is, let's call it beta 0.9. So, I mean, it's functioning. It does all the things I kind of want it to do. It's just that there's probably some things on it that aren't perfect. And so do please check that out. I got to say that Patreon is the thing that makes How to Drink possible. As of January 1st of last year, YouTube revenue shit the bed. I don't know what happened, but my legs got chopped out from underneath me. And I got a cold splash of water in my face. And thank you so much, some person. I am appreciated. I see that you appreciate me, and I feel appreciated. Everybody wants Clippy for the app. No, but seriously, I've been scrambling to basically rebuild the revenue stream of the show to keep it going. And also to prevent myself from having to get a real job. Let's keep it real. I don't want to do that. Full disclosure. But I think that the app is part of that effort. But Patreon is, honestly, since then, like the only thing that makes this show financially viable. It takes a lot of time and effort to make the show. There's a huge studio full of equipment here to make this, and it's not a hobby. It's not like something, you know, that you can go to work and then come home and spend 4 hours shooting and then spend 30 hours editing on top of having a regular job. Like, this takes 60 hours a week. It's the whole job. It's the whole shebang. So if it doesn't pay the bills, it doesn't exist. We don't want you to get a real job either. Yeah, guys. Your shirt keeps hitting the mic? Really? Oh, that's weird. It doesn't happen when I'm editing usually. It could be radio interference if you're hearing like a that's usually radio interference. I feel like you make a killing just selling your own drinks. Selling my own drinks? Oh, like selling booze? Well, thank you. First off, I am planning to sell soft drinks out of the HDD lab. In fact, I'm working on Gregory, my own version, my reinterpretation of Beverly right now. I don't know if you just tuned in. We were talking about that before. When I get that right, it'll be an episode of how to drink. It'll actually be 2 episodes, because it'll be an episode about making Gregory and then how to use it in the bar and stuff like that. And I might even continually revisit it. But you'll be able to buy it at drinksoda.com, which is not yet live. Don't worry about it. But I'm super pumped about that URL, drinksoda.com. And we're going to do it as, yeah, kind of like Moxie. Thank you. Yeah, not far off from it, actually, Gregory. So you'll be able to buy it at drinksoda.com. It'll be sold like, think of it like Kickstarter. We're doing it as, what's the word I'm looking for here? I keep calling this group buys. So there's a minimum order quantity. There's a minimum order quantity that I have to have before I can run a batch of a soda. And when we hit that commitment level in people down there, I'll get the super chat. Thank you. I don't think I missed a super chat, in fact, actually. But no, I didn't. Not that I'm noticing. Sorry, somebody said I missed a super chat. I don't believe I did. In fact, I'm quite certain I did not. Oh, thoughts on a Belfast sour. Maybe I missed that from Keith Farrell. I apologize about that. I don't know anything about a Belfast sour. I have to look it up. Sorry, Keith. I will find out about that. Let me look it up in a second. Anyway, Keith, you dang it. I lost my train of thought now. What the hell? Oh, it's sodas. So we'll be selling soft drinks and sodas at drinksoda.com in group buys. So yes, for now, it will take you a long time to get your order. Think Kickstarter. So like, you'll pledge. We'll get to our minimum order quantity, say it's 500 cases. I'm not really sure what it is yet. It's going to depend on the soda, in fact, I think. When we get to that, we'll run everybody's cards. Orders will stay open for a number of weeks. We'll run the batch. Probably after we hit minimum order quantity, you'll get your soda in 6 weeks. But it's cool. It's fun. You get to own a piece of the show. You get to taste the stuff I'm making. I think it'll be cool. The stuff that I want to make in there, yes, I want to do a lot of pop culture adaptations. Yes, I have other ideas that I think you're going to like that I'm keeping close to the vest. Yes, I think we can do non-alcoholic cocktails. As I burp right into my microphone. I think I can do non-alcoholic cocktails better than anybody else. And I'm saying that as a boast. And the reason I'm saying that is because it pisses me off how expensive non-alcoholic cocktails are. I hope I'm right in that it's just a money grab. I haven't done the math on it yet. I don't have a formulation for a non-alcoholic cocktail and have looked at the numbers yet, but I think I can do better than what, I mean, like, we were going to do an episode on non-alcoholic cocktails, and maybe these are like a little bit different. There's like a whole, I don't know, like, I guess it's stuff that's being sold to women on Instagram, to be perfectly blunt and sexist about it. But like, nootropic, adaptogenic, euphorics for yoga people. They were selling this shit for like $70 a can, or $20 a can. It was like $70 for a 3-can thing. Meredith and I were thinking about doing this episode. We couldn't afford it. We couldn't do the episode. I was like, going to review these things. I was like, this is crazy. Listen, it's soda. I don't know how to tell people this. Non-alcoholic cocktails are soda. They're fucking soda. So you can sell them a lot cheaper. They don't need to be that expensive. Anyway. So what I have this idea to do like some non-alcoholic cocktails that have instructions about how to run them and make them into a cocktail. I think we can do all that stuff. I think we can have a lot of fun with it. Anyway, What else am I going to do over here? Oh, I was going to go back over there, actually. I have more lab stuff I want to do. Let's look up a Belfast Sour. What the hell is that, if I can find my mouse? $12 packs of pop are like $10 now. They're more if you order them online, and I hope people are prepared for that. Like, stuff gets expensive when Belfast Sour Cocktail. I'm finding some other stuff that's not. If you go to like jonessoda.com or I'm trying to think of the other one, Boylan's Soda, they're both kind of like fancy sodas, and they sell online but also in stores. When you start getting into shipping and stuff, it gets pretty expensive to buy online. I'm not finding a recipe that I could say is the Belfast Sour. If you can hit me up with maybe the recipe or what I should be looking for. I'm not finding anything that's definitively, yes, the Belfast Sour. I'm not seeing that. What was the brand of Madeira you used for the Boston Nog? I had guessed Miles Rainwater based on the bottles behind you, but you just opened that one fresh. It was Taylor's, if I'm not mistaken. It was Taylor's Dirt Cheap Madeira Garbage. And I think I left the bottle at a friend's house because I went and made a bunch of Boston eggnog at my friend's Christmas party. Yeah, it was Taylor's. And I don't think it was Rainwater. It just said Madeira. It wasn't specific. So I apologize if I led you astray on that front. Do I make any pear flavored drinks? Not yet. I haven't given it much thought yet. I'm looking around. Do I have any pear? There's like pear brandies, but I don't have any. It's funny that I don't. I have quite an extensive collection of alcohol. I gotta pee. Kind of think that we gotta let the centrifuge run for a while longer. You're going to Total Wine tomorrow, going to get all that goodies for the Boston Eggnog. Oh, I think you're going to enjoy that. I'm trying to cut out soda because I'm terrified of kidney stones. Yes, that's a good reason to be afraid. I thought kidney stones come from caffeine, not just like soda, though. Like, there's most, I could be, don't take medical advice from me. Priced out of sugar water, what is this world coming to? It's crazy, right? That reminds me, long ago, your White Russian video, you did a discrepe, better version with rum that you said was Black Cuban. Oh, well... Is it in the app? The Black Cuban? It should be. I could argue that it might not be. Let me see. It's possible that it got not scraped. So let me see if Black Cuban is in there. Good call. And I need to clear all my filters first. Oh no, it's right here, Black Cuban. Made this drink because I didn't like the White Russian that I made earlier in the episode. This is in the How to Drink app right now. Hey, you guys need the How to Drink app. Get it at htdapp.com, baby. Made this drink because I didn't like the White Russian I made earlier in the episode. This is a much better version of that drink. So much more character. Like a grown-up milkshake, but with alcohol. 1 ounce of heavy cream, 2 ounces of rum, 2 ounces of coffee syrup, 1 ounce of coffee syrup. I apologize. The Black Cuban is bungled up. It does have recipe for my coffee syrup, though, which is coffee, sugar, and water. This should be worded differently. I apologize. It should be a cup of coffee grounds as opposed to, like, coffee. And I'm not sure what's going on here with the coffee syrup being listed twice. I would have to go back to the drink episode. But I can do that from right here. I can go to the episode. And then I can literally go to the YouTube episode. This is How to Drink, the show about making content. And this is Ancient How to Drink. If I go to more, let me read the description here. So it says that it's 60 mils of rum, 30 mils of coffee syrup, 30 mils of heavy cream, built in a glass over crushed ice. So basically, what I'm doing there is you're making your own Kahlua. Instead of using Kahlua, you're using coffee syrup, rum, and heavy cream. Yeah, when did this video come out? 2017. Holy shit, that's a long time ago. I think I liked it. haven't made it since, but I recall liking it. Also, Keith Farrell just came through with 50 goddamn euros. Keith, man, I would have hunted for your messages, but thank you. Add peated whiskey, lemon juice, sugar syrup, and an egg white to a cocktail shaker. Dry shake. Add ice, shake hard, strain into a glass, allow to settle for 30, yeah, for sure. And then do a red wine float. Oh. All peated whiskey? Like a full pour, like 2 ounces of Lafroig? That sounds crazy to me. Are there peated Irish whiskeys that I should be thinking about? Please explain to me in detail. It does sound like a Boston meets a New York, but with peated whiskey. But I want to know more about that because I'm thinking 2 ounces of Lafroig. That's all I'm going to taste, and also I'm probably not going to like it too much. There is a peated Irish. Oh, Connemara. Yes, I've done it on the show. In fact, I don't have any. I don't think anyway. Why don't? Oh, I gave it to a friend. I gave it to a friend because I was like, that's a weird one. I can probably, what is it again? Red wine. I can do something like that. Hold on, let me go get an egg white. And I mean, actually a whole egg. The whites come with the eggs. No, I'm still filming. In fact, you can hear me right now, Megan. Yeah. So I need this egg, gang. Hello, Internet. This is the sound of me taking an egg from the fridge. Now I'm going to hold it in my mouth. Oh, 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 oh. What's up? I'm on a show right now, so. What's going to be shorter? Plantis? Okay, cool. Plantis is a musical that my 8-year-old daughter has been writing about a country full of plants. I'm back. There's the egg. It was in my mouth. My wife was offended. So I'm going to grab a peated scotch and an Irish whiskey. I happen to be looking at Bushmill's Prohibition blend. It's fine. It's perfect for what we're doing because you're not going to fucking taste it anyway. Here's a bottle of Lafroig. Do I have any standardish red wines, or do I only have like ridiculous red wines? If I have a standard red wine, this shit's gonna be oxidized to shit. But let's see if it's any good anyway. Cool. That'll be fine. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. All right, let's try it. I can already tell you, though, that this is not a Greg drink. This is probably not for me. And for those of you who are chatting beyond this, I will catch up with your super chats. I will catch up with your chats, but I need to kind of keep this recipe at hand. Ow. The steam gets hot. Merry Christmas, tater lard. I don't know what accent that even was attempting to be. All right. Let's get back to that recipe. Oh, I need lemon juice. Okay. Good thing I have a lemon. Can you guys hear the Spinzall running over there? I don't even know. I'm also not up to date with chat, so your answers will be ignored. So I'm thinking an ounce of lemon, because we're doing a standard sour here. Fuck, a drone! Oh no, that's actually a helicopter. The drone panic. I love it. I love seeing a genuine mass hysteria unfold in real time. It's so cool. Get an egg white in here. You know, what'd be cool is if I get the sink in here, I can also install the urinal. I guess I wouldn't even need one. That's fucked up. That's guy jokes. That's jokes for guys. Let's do 3/4 of an ounce of simple. Let's do a hair shy of a half an ounce, like a quarter of Lafroig. That's a great sounding cork. Let's do 1 ounce and 3/4 of Bushmills. Is there anything else that goes in there? Sugar? Okay, let's dry shake that. Get some ice in here. Splash yourself straight in the face with some egg foam. Get that ice in there. Get this glass out of here. I don't think this one's even made by Figgy. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Those are all Figgy glasses, but they're not big enough. I need a big Figgy glass. Because there they are. Ah! Holy shit. It's the official glassware provider of How to Drink. And you can get a Figgy glass at Figgy's website. I think it's Figgy.com. And you can use code How to Drink and get 15 off. I think it might be even How to Drink 15. That might be the code, but I forget off the top of my head. We're going to let that sit for a minute to build up a head. Oh, boy. Much like a steak, it's got to be rested. My hands have to be cleaned. Yep. Let's catch up with chat. All right. Absolutely love your content, Greg. I got to mix the cocktails through your videos. Happy holidays. Thank you, your lord and senpai. Thank you for seeing me, senpai. Oh, shit. Chat just jumped. Wow, I finally caught you in the wild. Ooh. Feed the Bar Lab. Nothing like good old ASMR. Oxig. I don't know, blind tasting. Yeah, it's down in the basement, the Lazy Susan thing. I haven't screwed around with that much. I think there's better designs for that. Oh, wait, is he in the drone zone? Apparently. The drones. People in New Jersey have never looked up at the night sky before. The drones, to me, are hilarious. Bring back the clowns. They're watching us to find our keys in the Wawa parking lots. I hope you're having an all right evening. Thank you for your very lofty wishes. All right. I was planning on getting my bartending license next. You need a license? Where do you need a license? You're 10 ply, bud. I don't know what that means. What cocktail would you recommend with cinnamon syrup? Oh, God, so many cocktails. Zombie calls for cinnamon syrup. Do that one. Steamed hams. Was that an air compressor? No, it's a steam cleaner. Gator one, best one. Is there an affiliate link for the crew bottles you use? No, bastards. I just like them. I'm more amused that people aren't saying it's UFOs. Well, no, some people are saying it's UFOs. They're saying that they're drones from outer space, which I think is hilarious. So this is set, more or less. Let's see if I can actually float some wine in there. The question I have is, should I just use like port? Because that'd be great. Or should I use, all right, we'll use the red wine here. What is this? This is a Zinfandel. Let's see if I can manage sort of the impossible dream here. I've done it before when I didn't know it shouldn't be possible. But floating wine under an egg white is tricky. Because you can't float a wine over the egg white. You got to snooch it in underneath. Hell yeah, baby. We're doing the impossible dream. Nice. And we did that successfully. I personally believe that it should have a couple of stripes of Angostura bitters across it. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Stain the shit out of my bar like that. That's not good. Yes, a couple fruit flies shot out of there. All right, here we go. This is maybe a Belfast sour. You can see we got great 3-layer separation there. A lot going on in that drink. I don't know how it would be with Connemara. That to me is quite peated. I would say even much less. I should have second guessed myself. I should have gone with just a rinse of Lafroig. But it is pretty. And I know that if you love a peated scotch, you're going to like that drink a lot. It's well balanced, not too sweet, not too tart. I would say it doesn't really have the silkiest of textures. The thing about doing the wine float with the egg white looks cool, but it does work against the intentions of the egg white. It changes the texture of the drink back towards like almost gritty. So I don't love that about it. And it is quite Band-Aidy. But some people, that's exactly what they want. It's not for me. It's growing on me, though. It's growing on me. It has a... I spent a lot of time around horse farms as a kid. Something in that flavor profile that reminds me of being around a horse farm. I can't quite figure that one out. I think I've had New Amsterdam gin years ago. I'm going to mute my mic and have a pee break, so I'll be correct right back. And this is me confirming that my mic I think I'm back on. Can you see me? Or just hear me? I hope I pushed the right button. I don't actually have a monitor here. No, I took my phone. It wasn't a deuce break, you suckers. It was a break that I took. I wanted to make sure I had my phone so I could switch cameras when I came back. All right, let's kill the spin on this. I figured people were going to think that. I figured people were going to see me come back from my phone and think that, oh, haha, he's pooping. Meta, if I could poop that fast, my wife would be, she wouldn't wonder where I am. High fiber diet, buddy. I think I have a high fiber diet. I take the fiber intake very seriously. Let's see if we've done anything worth doing here. That's not supposed to be that easy to remove. About that. Well, we've definitely removed some stuff. You know, hang on. Do I have like a big, are you clean? You're not. You're clean. Oh, yeah, I should be at TV volume. Hi, I was like talking to myself. So this is actually better than I thought it was going to be. It doesn't look great. The centrifuge did remove a ton of stuff. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera. I'm going to try and get the light in there. If you see all that, well, frankly, brown around the outside, that's the stuff that the centrifuge packed up. A lot of it came back out. And possibly longer spinning, letting it run longer would have been better. It does look like poo water, Huber. Yes, it does. It looks exactly like poo water. More spin might have been better. We're going to have to clean this, of course. Not right this second. Let's put this guy away, because now we're going to do something else. We're going to do something else to it now. Oh, Lord, I'm going to do something else to it. I'm off camera, right? No, my hands are in the show. Hi, hands.
Hi. Oh, some of my face is in there, too.
Okay. Jesus Christ, everything. Which one do I want? I want you. And do I want that actually? I do want that one. Because the other one I'm not convinced is 100% clean. Yeah, you're clean. Okay, you, and I need a vacuum pump. Okay, and I need the ability to plug it in. I need to do a better system for all of this stuff. So we're going to vacuum filter this. I'm going to do it maybe more than once. Shit, where's the rest of the connections here? There they are. Where is the Christmas album? Did I promise a Christmas album? It's funny, I did talk to some people about doing that, or at least one person, and they thought it was a funny idea. But then life got in the way. Is this just called a vacuum filter? You could call it a Buckner filter, Buckner funnel. I would call it it's probably not technically a Buckner funnel. That might be a specific thing, but yeah, it's a vacuum filter. It's a little bit more. So what's going to happen is this is now airtight. There's a fritted glass here, I think is the term for it. It's like glass that you can pour water through. This is going to get the air sucked out of it. I'm going to put a medium filter paper in here, and then maybe we'll do it again with a heavy-duty filter paper. And we're going to squeeze it together like this. And we put this clamp on here. Boom. And then let's get some power going. And that's going to start sucking out air. And then I just pour this over the top. And assuming all is going well, it's going to start sucking liquid. And there it goes. We bonging, brothers. Yeah, I mean, it does kind of look like a bong, doesn't it? I suppose you could hook it up with the proper plumbing to turn it into one. Always tip the tender. Happy holidays. Thank you, Shadow Fave Cartoons, Shadow Lord, for thank you. Did I miss anybody else's? Ah, damn it! This fucking no. I'm trying to read the chat. Thank you for making that drink. I'll add bitters to it next time I have one. Oh, okay, Keith. Thank you, Keith. You keep pitching in, man. Jesus. All right, I think I'm all caught up. Get straight zoned. Are we having a hard time here, guys? What's going on? It's going to take like 10,000 years. This is not a very powerful vacuum. We do have vacuum, yes. I can confirm it by... Yes, we had vacuum. There's a lot of goop in there, but this is like, you know, I'm using like a not terrifically fine filter for that reason. I'm hoping it will start to run soon. It should be going though. This kind of sucks. Man, this sucks. I don't know. Might not happen for us here, gang, as I move this lid over here. Back to the other stuff to do. I know that's an annoying sound, and I apologize. Coffee filter? Yeah. I mean, I could slam a coffee filter in there, but it's already kind of a mess. That thing's not much like, it's about coffee filter. It is about a coffee filter strength. Well, honestly, forgotten coffee filter. It should probably be like literally poured through a sieve. There's probably a few steps before we get to this point that I should have done. Do I have such a thing handy? I do not. What do I have handy? I don't got shit, yo. Yeah, I mean, a coffee filter and then this would be wise. You are correct. You are correct. Do you like lambic beers? I haven't had a lambic in forever, but I recall liking them at that time. I'm like looking for other filtration options that are within reach because I'm lazy and I don't want to go anywhere else. Could I do that? Would that be like a tremendous... That would be pretty filtering. Yeah, I don't think that would work. This isn't working though. I could do maybe that. But I do think this guy's a little bit dirty. No, I'm not losing flat pressure. It's just overwhelming that filter for sure. What I might do is this. I might run it through this guy This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run it through this, just through the glass, no filter. I know that sounds like crazy person shit. A wild man. Happy holidays, love the show, and Midnight Local. Keep on keeping on. You're a real one. Oh, thank you. This will be a mess to clean up later, but that is later's problem. Also, this is going to be an ugly pour. Hey, look at that. He did it. That certainly looks like a bad night. There we go. Now it's running, and most of the biggie pieces are going to flop out. And then that is what I should have run through the through the spinner. Even that might totally overwhelm the power of our glass. But even that dripping is good. We're getting it through. Processing is happening. There's a drip on my thumb now that I'm going to eat. Tastes delicious. Tastes great. Cake that's booze. I know people are going to tell me, that's crazy person shit, Greg, but I find that the best way to clean these is to put some kind of solvent behind them or soap or whatever, and then blow through them. Otherwise, they don't get clean. And even that one's only halfway clean, so. I wanted to do it before it dried up. All right. YT peers. I don't know what that means. It's just like lab-wise. I think that's a very bad idea what I just did, but it's my lab. So this is wild cherry bark. It's full of cyanide. No, that's not true, but it does have some in there. I want to do an extract of this. Oh, YouTube poop, yeah. Man, people still make YouTube poops? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's like so old. I want to do a extraction of this wild cherry bark. Let's measure out some. Oh, hydrogen peroxide and citric acid. Good to know. Thank you. Thank you. 34% hydrogen peroxide, specifically. Great. Thank you. Let's tear this guy out. So this is also in pursuit of making Gregory. $10, $11, $13, $14, $15, $17. Come on, come on. I want like 100 grams. 50. 70, 80, 92, 4, 8, 10. Too much, too much. 96, 7, 97 and a half, 7, 8, 99, 99 and 0.48, 66, 65, 8, 99.9, 99. Oh, whoa, 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 yeah. Take one piece out. 100.03 grams. I will have to find some kind of a storage jar for that later. I think I'm all out of those. Now, we're going to do the very exciting thing. We're going to grind it up. I have one of these like spice chopper deals, and I hate it. It does a terrible job. So to me, YouTube poops are people taking clips from the Philips CDI Legend of Zelda game and making the King of Hyrule say "come" a bunch of times. We're going to try to make an extract of wild cherry bark. Can I confirm that Gregory will be caffeine-free? Yeah, I see no reason to add caffeine to it. Caffeine is a somewhat useful bittering agent, so it could be added for that purpose, but I don't personally see any reason why I would. Nice to meet you, Oreo. For those of you who are fans of the Spinzall, what I just did with it is like a terrible use of it. It's the worst thing you could have, like, it was doomed. It was never going to work. So what I'm making is wild cherry extract. Wild cherry bark is the bark of a wild cherry tree. I don't have any extract of it on hand. I might need it to make Gregory, which is my version of the bitter Italian aperitif Coke product, Beverly. I'm working on getting the flavor right. I haven't gotten it right yet. I don't know what I'm missing. Kind of just throwing shit at the wall. In my opinion, what makes an ideal Paloma? Well, I think it's got to be bitter. I don't know. So when you make a Paloma that's just like squirt or grapefruit soda, so to speak, and tequila, like I guess they're traditionally made, then to me that doesn't taste, that's not what I want out of a Paloma. I want a Paloma to be bitter. And the reason, like, wild cherry extract, you tripping? No. I'm looking to make some flavors. And so the reason that my expectations of what a Paloma should be are going to be is probably colored in fiction. Like it was my own, oh, it's a grapefruit soda tequila drink. That sounds great. And then I had one and I was like, that's not what I expected. That's too sweet and not bitter and biting and grapefruity enough. So I want a Paloma that's not made the way that they're supposed to be made, which is here's tequila and grapefruit soda. I want a Paloma that's grapefruit with tequila. Your cherry syrup turned bitter. I don't know. I'm lazy. That's probably as ground as I'm going to get this. I'm not sure I should breathe all that. Oh, that's probably more than I can do at a time. Oh, well, thank you, Glasgow. I didn't know I was. Usually add lime to the drink. Lime would help. It would add some bite, yeah. Did I miss this, chat? Toss a coin to you, Greg. I did miss that. Thank you so much, Dustin. I thank you very much. You guys know about the HTD app? Have I told you about the HTD app? Have I told you about how Patreon makes this show possible? It does. You got to get on there. You want the show? Got to have the Patreon. Is sediment okay in the bottle? Bottle was yeah, it's probably fine. I mean, what could it be? It's wood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's, unless they're doing something fucked up with their whiskey, there's not a whole lot that sediment could be. This show is supported by viewers like you. Thank you. My chopper's dirty. I kind of want to try it. I'm lazy. I don't have money. Well, that's okay. Thank you. If you go to htdapp.com, you're going to see this app that I made that is a database of every How to Drink episode and drink. And you're going to be able to use it to find your favorite drinks on the show. It'll turn the show into your own personal cocktail guide. You can search by ingredients. You can search by episode. You can search by, hey, I think he made a drink from Adam's Values, didn't he? And you can search by that, and you can get that drink. You can get anything you want out of that, and you can save your favorite drinks. And when you're standing around in your kitchen, you say, "Let's pull up my favorite Greg drinks." Boop, and it'll show them up. The static? I don't think it's static. I think it's mic feedback. Really? What happened? Why would there be mic feedback? What's going on? Is there feedback? There shouldn't be. I just hit the mic. It was only for a second. Sorry, guys. I have not played Helldivers 2. I'm going back to the lab. I haven't played it lately. Oh, shit. Don't trip over that, Greg. Like I said, lately I've been playing Tropico 6. Greg, what are some good batch cocktails that would serve for Christmas? Batched cocktails? Well, I mean, like your traditional Christmas drinks are always batched. It might have just been the stat, but grinding, yeah. So your traditional Christmas cocktails are things like punches. They are Smoking Bishop, which I did an episode on. No, bust them, but thank you. There's nowhere to report them yet. Until the data set is cleaned up, I'm not even interested. Like, get into the Patreon and make suggestions in HTD app development, but like, I don't need reports on bugs and errors because like, bugs, yes. Data errors, like we haven't read through all the data yet. You know what I mean? Like, so, but drinks actually should have version numbering because every time I make it on the show, I might make it a little bit differently. So it's okay for there to be multiple entries for the same drink, in my opinion. They do have version numbering so that they're unique identities. And I think that the idea is going to be so that like when there's multiple versions of a drink, you'll be able to like, oh, I'm on Mai Tai version 3, but there's a 6 as well and a version 2, and you'll be able to like jump through them then. Is a Boston shaker. Anytime I try to show off a one-handed shake, the shaker starts leaking and threatening to come apart. Of course, this is with ice. I don't know. It could be your shaker. Without knowing more, this is what I'm gonna say. It could be your shaker. You might not be sealing your shaker enough. You also want to get your shaker, I personally think, you want to get your shaker shook first. You want to get it real cold in there, and then you can go to one hand. Attempt number 2, what was wrong with the first attempt? Did I miss a question from you, Bloma? Blowman? Thank you, Blowman. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Are the customers, yes, they're on there. They have like a little green frowny face. I'm working on the UI for that, but like any cursed drinks will have a little green frowny face. Do I have any tips for opening a stuck shaker? I do not. Smack it hard. That's all I can tell you. And if it's a cobbler shaker, like, forget about it. You're fucked. That sucker's not opening back up. Are we there? Are we where yet? What are we making? We're making wild cherry extract. As a note, you did an episode on Quaishao, Motai Baizhou, and you are correct. They don't pull off the nastier parts in distillation. Yes, thank you. I've been more or less, I've had that confirmed a few times. Do you make a drink with regular Smirnoff? I mean, Smirnoff's vodka you could use, sure. Cobbler shaker is also sometimes called a three-part shaker. It's like the traditional cocktail or martini shaker, as opposed to a two-piece Boston or dual tin shaker, Japanese-style shaker. 3 worst Christmas songs? That Paul McCartney one. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply saying a wonderful Christmas time 37 fucking times in this song. Last Christmas is dope. Last Christmas is dope. I will not have Last Christmas slander. Wings can suck it. Do you like guar? They're not from my area. They're from North Carolina. And, or at least last I checked they were. Or even Georgia, possibly. They're from down south. I'm familiar with guar. I was never like a big guar fan. Respect for guar. Greg's first bad take. I'm so full of bad takes. I swear to God, that song was just like Paul came in to the studio and he's like, "Hey guys, have you all heard about synthesizers? They're this brand new thing. They're crazy." And it's like 1981 or something. Everybody's like, "Yeah, no, yeah, Paul, yeah, wow, you're really on with it. Check it out. Or I could take a sine wave and go, boom. It's wild." Yeah, of course the definitive version is Wham. Sure, Paul. We love your synth. Devo's so fucking good, dude. Oh my God. I didn't know Paul McCartney was from Birmingham. Cats, you must be from the UK. If I accidentally hit a Birmingham instead of a Liverpool, I promise you, the US won't care. What about the band that did the song Mellow Yellow? I like that song. So that's not a band, that's Donovan. Donovan, baby. Love me some Donovan. And Donovan, probably pretty famous, whether he knows it or not, because he was produced by John Bonham. Iron Maiden. Never got into the Maiden. I tried to. I thought I was going to like the Iron Maiden, then I listened to it and I was like, it's not for me. I will say this. I like, this is like the worst grinding ever. I like grinding rocks. You don't get Devo. What song do you like? If you don't get Devo, that's fine. Whip It. The radio hit. Yeah. Listen, their best song is one I can't mention by name because it's a cancelable name, I think, now. But that song fucking rips so hard. I fucking love that song. And he brought home the bacon, and he had a job. Mon something. Yeah, that song is so fucking dope. Girl You Want, fucking great song. No, Devo's got great songs. But you're right. I mean, like, to some extent, they're intentionally not great songs. Like, they're deconstructing music in a lot of ways. Postmodern Man, fuck yeah. Hi, Adam. Devo Neil Young collab? I did not know that. Whip It was one of your tunes? Okay. So I would love to do a show on the THC beverages, but I don't know what I would say. I would just be like, this is like a tart, skunky seltzer. Check back in with me in 45 minutes. Like, I don't know how to review that. What does Bruce Willis call his annoying French girlfriend in Pulp Fiction? Is this a joke? Guara's from Virginia. I meant the New England area. Skull, where are you from that Virginia is part of the New England area? Hi, Greg. I made my own creme de aronia from... Wait, from what? What even is that? Hold on. From aronia berries. Choke berries. Tried it in a bramble as well as mixing with green. Oh, my God. That sounds awesome, first off. God, what was I was just doing something that referred to choke cherries. What the hell was it? I assume choke berries and choke cherries are the same thing. Oh, it's this. The wild cherry bark is choke cherry bark. Yeah, I don't know. What? Virginia is not the start of New England? What are you talking about? Dude, I have accidentally called New Jersey New England, and people have flipped out on my ass about that. They're like, no, that is the mid-Atlantic. Virginia cannot be part of New England. Virginia is the mid-Atlantic. It's definitely not the South. I feel like this is just like... This feels like Europe maps America. Like, no, man. Virginia might have a slightly southern accent, and there are people in Virginia who would call themselves the South, but, like, they're definitely not the South. They are the mid-Atlantic region. You think Virginia's the South? I don't know about that. Sure, I mean, I wouldn't argue it, but... Virginia is very Southern culturally. Well, my understanding is that Northern Virginia and Southern Virginia disagree about that. Apparently, shit's getting heated in chat because talking about Virginia, everybody just freaked out. So here's my thing. Virginia was in the Confederacy. Here's the thing about that, as a guy from New Jersey. Cape May County is further south than Virginia, culturally. Cape May County, very proud of the fact that they are on the south end of, of the Mason-Dixon line, okay? Very proud of that fact. And I think that they're kind of making up for shit sometimes. I think it's like, no, we're Confederate. Look how Confederate we can fucking be. Sometimes that's what I think when you go down to South Jersey sometimes. Am I central New Jersey? I'm coastal New Jersey. I guess Virginia is the South. I don't know. All of New Jersey is coastal. All right. So there's an argument about like whether or not central New Jersey exists. And of course, yes, I live in central New Jersey. But I recently heard an argument that like, well, no, central Jersey doesn't exist. There's North Jersey and South Jersey, but there is the shore, which is its own culture. And I think that that could be true. And I live in a beach house? I do not. God, Jesus Christ. I need like a ball mill grinder or something. This is obnoxious. All I know about New Jersey is that it has Philadelphia and New York suburbs, and Bruce Springsteen's from there. Yeah, those are true statements. Wouldn't a spice grinder work just as well? I have like a little spice chopper. I'm very unsatisfied with the work that it does, but I also think that it would do just as good a job as I'm doing here, so. A spice grinder, yeah, when you say a cheap coffee grinder, you mean a chopper. And Danny Sexbang of NSB is from New Jersey. I don't know what that is. You are the Central New Jersey mascot. What are you making? Drugs. I'm making wild cherry extract. Trying to. The spice grinder would get me halfway there, but my chopper is dirty. My spice chopper. That's what I have to call it, because it's just a blender, ultimately. Like, I can't call it a grinder if it's got a spinning blade. A grinder has burrs. You can call it a grinder if you want. I hate it. It's a chopper. These do have cyanide. There's cyanide in this, yeah. The plan for the extract is to make Gregory, possibly. We're getting to that toxifusion. God. But the answer is ethanol. I've never seen a cheap coffee grinder with a conical burr set up, but if such a thing exists. I would love a vacuum still, or also a sock slit extractor. Greg, what do you do with sake? We have 3 bottles of it that stayed untouched in our house, and no one knows what to do with it other than just drink it. You just drink it. It's wine. You can't. People always say, "What about sake cocktails?" And I always want to be like, "What about white Zinfandel cocktails?" You know, like it's not that potent flavor-wise generally. Like you could use it as a vermouth in a cocktail. You could do something like that if it's the right sake. But like it's a lower proof wine type spirit thing, and it doesn't make the base of a cocktail. Although you could do things with it. I'm grinding roots, baby. Yeah, that drives me nuts too, Sandbanner, and I'm from New Jersey. Barbecue is a thing. Barbecue involves slow cooking and smoke, and that's like a rule. I've really kind of led the charge here in New Jersey. I'm not calling cookouts barbecues, so I feel you on that. It is unpleasant on the ears, and I'm sorry. This thing sucks. It's just not working. Also, some people say, Greg, sake, isn't it sake? I get that one a lot. So this might blow people's minds, but immigrants who come to America, America's a big country, they have different regional accents too. It's just that you can't hear them. And they might say, nobody who runs a Japanese restaurant in New Jersey has ever offered me sake. They offer me sake because in New Jersey, that's the way that they speak English through Japanese. Are there cocktails I should avoid making with cheap rum? Yeah, I mean, don't make an El Presidente. Don't do anything stirred. This is too much work. A lot of dust in here from this. I don't think that's very healthy. A lot of dust, a lot of dust. Oh boy. Yeah, I shouldn't breathe that. It looks like putting it in a separatory funnel would have done a lot here. I don't know the game mouthwashing. Is it Capicola or Gabagool? Capicola. I love watching your videos and using the HDD app. Samantha, I know you. You're in our Discord because you're a member of the Patreon. Thank you, Samantha. That was really unnecessary. It's always unnecessary. Gabagooblins. If you smell almonds, run out. I do smell almonds. There's really not a lot of cyanide in this, actually, from my reading on this and also from taking Darcy O'Neill's advice. It's something like 0.02% or whatever, and I think it would take a lot of extraction. Like, I'd have to extract a ton, like rooms full of this stuff. I don't think Lord of the Rings is even a good movie. I don't like those movies. I think they're bad movies. I think they're very bad. Do I use the studio bar as my actual bar? I wish I could more so. Yeah, the North Jersey, boo this man. Greg hates artifice? Maybe. Greg's first bad take. There are Super Juice Wars? Lethal Weapon's not a Christmas movie. Midnight Local's full of my bad takes, yeah. People who say Greg's never had a bad take, don't listen to that show. What's going on with the Super Juice Wars? Tell me why Kevin's pissed. No, there is Return of the Living Dead, the greatest film ever made. Steve the bartender went at him? Really? What? Why? Why would people do that? Lethal Weapon takes place at Christmas, and that makes it a Christmas movie. Okay, sure. Yeah, but he'd have to punch me from Australia. So what's the problem with Super Juice? Oh my God, dude. Night Flight. I have the Night Flight Plus streaming service. It's all I watch. They think Kevin monopolized the idea. Hold on. Remake of Return of the Living Dead? That doesn't make any sense. They think Kevin monopolized the idea. They blind taste tested different recipes. Slime, super pseudo, everything. Everyone shit on Super Juice. Interesting. Well, it's not his idea. It was Nickel Morris's idea. It's only good for 3 to 6 weeks. That's kind of a lot. Night Flight Plus is cool. Last night we watched, well, I was falling asleep through it, but it was great. Hard Rock Zombies. That movie's insane. Ah. This has been a very long time. I am. Was I invited to Brendan and Izzy's wedding? I was not. Do I like war movies? I don't know. Maybe I like war movies? Not really. Not, to be honest, like, no. Do I like movies that have war in it? Maybe, but I'm not a guy who's like, ooh, a war movie. Nice. Oh, man. You know, I will say, not stepping on other creators' toes is a fine art, and I'll leave it at that. You got to play nice. You got to be a good neighbor as much as you can. So somebody was asking before, how do you make an extract? This is how you make an extract. Or this is the way I do it. This is the way that Darcy O'Neill done taught me. You should check his YouTube channel out, Art of Drink. You should check out his Patreon. All of it is wonderful. It's all great. This is called a percolator, also known as a dropping funnel. I'm going to throw, like, I don't know, half a cotton ball or so into the bottom of this thing. And I'm going to, I don't have a bar spoon handy. This guy works. I'm going to kind of pack it in there, but loosely, just like that. Yeah, I don't want it to be too much. I don't need it in there. And I'm going to, oh, this is still open. Well, what I'm going to do is, I will do with this. This is what I've started doing. I will, this is a wash bottle full of ethanol, otherwise known as Everclear. And this is just a waste bucket. And I'm just going to, like, squirt some of that through there and just kind of let it run. And then I'm going to throw a scoop of sand in here and kind of do the same thing. And just let that run out, more or less. I do that because, for reasons. Oh, that's cool, Colorado. Good tip. Thank you, Thunderfall. Now, because we have roughly 100 grams of the stuff in there, I need 100 grams, or 100 mils, I should say, same difference, of ethanol. This one is full of sugary syrup. And I did just break my 100 mil beaker, like 5 seconds before filming this. I'll rinse you out, but you don't smell like anything, which is a good, that's winning is half the battle right there. I like an edible now and again. I liked an edible last night. But I don't smoke. Because I'm a square. And I've always been a square. I'm a square. Not cool. Okay. And then that closes the stopcock. I want to... Where's my ethanol? That one's all used up. Well, we can just call it Everclear because that's all it is. Well, thank you, Gillis Konang. I will add milliliters. Yes, that's a part of the plan. Next time I sit down and do like a coating session, it probably will happen. Are you leaking? That can't be true. Did I just spill a bunch? I probably just spilled a bunch. I'm going to put a little bit in there. Start soaking this guy up. Going to use one of my fancy new lab spoons that I just got. Get this all damped up. I plan to do a lot more Fallout stuff. How much of the end result do you use? What will it be used for? So you'll be using this in like milliliter quantities, and it's going to be used as a component, I think, possibly in creating Gregory, which is my own personal version of Beverly, the famously bitter and hated soda that you can try at Epcot if you are so inclined. So in she goes. Well, you can't get 200 proof. I mean, that's not real. It's an azeotrope or whatever they call it. Basically, if you don't have it, I mean, like, it's so thirsty for water, it'll suck water out of the air and drop down to 95% ethanol. It's not stable. Just go to hcdapp.com and you will, it's a web app. Just go there and you'll be directed to the Patreon if you're not a member, and you can get access that way. And so here's a thing I've started doing. Any chemists in here can tell me if I'm crazy or not. I'm just going to put a label on this that says 100 grams, so I don't forget. And now, the lab is new. Does it cost $100? I don't think so. If I put 100 grams on here, now I know that there's 100 grams of substance. And if I feel like I need to, I think this works. I don't know. I'm not a chemist. I can just like add more solvent to that as needed to get what I consider to be enough out, and then cook it back down to 100 mils, get rid of the solvent, the ethanol, and it'll concentrate what's left as it should be to get to the right concentration. Because to me, that looks dry. As a matter of fact, I bet I could open that up right now and get almost nothing out of that, and it hasn't even started its process yet. I feel like I need to add more liquid to that just to do it. So I'm not going to sweat it right now, but yes, I may or may not add more stuff to that before we're all said and done here. More liquid. So we're going to leave that for 24 hours, and then tomorrow it'll be full of cyanide. No. Thank you. Welcome, JF. Welcome. Thanks for showing up. How would you cook down to a measured quantity? Great question. So there's better ways to do that than what I'm going to do. This is a hot plate stirring plate. And so it's a lab tool that I can put a beaker on with one of these little stir doodles in it. And then that'll magnetize. And now it's not powered up, but if I turn that on, it'll stir, right? So what I'll do is I'll put my stir doodle in there. I'll measure out 100 mils of water in a volumetric, in a flask, in a graduated cylinder, pour it in there, and then I'll mark on whatever beaker it is where the level is. Then I'll pour the water out, make sure you have the stirrer in there. Then I'll add back in my extract, and I will put the little temperature probe in there, set it to 65 degrees and stir, and I'll check in on it frequently. At 65 degrees, ethanol is evaporating, or maybe it's like 70 degrees Celsius. and I'll just let it go until it gets to the mark of 100 mils. And that's the way I'm doing it. It's not science, like it's definitely not the way somebody would do it in a laboratory, but it's the way Greg's doing it. It's good enough. It's close enough. You guys want to see what my banana stuff does in a soda? I do. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. Just gotta go and get something. I've gotta go over here now and get my simple syrup and a glass. I need a glass. Gotta have a glass. I am a return. This is a problem. We're gonna have to come back to that in a second here. So, I want to just test this is a banana extract that I made. I'm very pleased with how banana-y it tastes. I didn't know if it was gonna work. Lab setups generally use a load cell to measure change in mass over time, if that could be implemented. Okay. As soon as I can afford a load cell. Anyone been in the live stream? Damn, we committed. You are committed. Thank you. I do watch Nile Red. He's cool. He is doing things that I mean, you know what? I do. First off, I don't watch a lot of YouTube. Like, just full disclosure, I'm really busy like making content and then getting the fuck away from the whole process. I need a bar spoon, so I'm gonna have to walk away again. I need a clean bar spoon. Sorry guys, way off camera here. So I see Nile Red's shorts occasionally because I do scroll a feed. I do doom scroll. And I have occasionally, I think once or twice, watched his like longer form stuff. It's great. What I think is hilarious is all of the people who imitate his delivery now, because I guess it works for him. So they're like, oh, that must be the secret sauce. I will start a video by showing this thing from perspective and going, I wanted to do blank, so I had to blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so, but what he does, you know, listen, here's just like a little life advice. Sometimes you need to be ignorant. Like sometimes if you know too much, and I've heard other people say this too, you'll know that the thing you want to do is actually impossible, and it's not. You'll just know that it is, and then you won't even try. If I knew too much, I want to know enough to get into trouble, so to speak. But if I knew too much, if I knew what a chemistry YouTube channel should look like, I'd probably just never start. And that's not helpful. And I'm not really doing a chemistry YouTube channel. We're doing different things, so it's fine. So I just got a little simple in there. Let's just see how that is. Yeah, that's about the right level of sweetness. I'm just going to add a random amount of banana extract. Like literally 2 mils or something like that is probably enough. Or that was about 1 mil. Mixology is chemistry, sure. Kind of. And this should be a banana soda. Wow, that is so banana-y. That is awesome. That could be a part of what's been missing from my Beverly. Yeah, I could probably put some tartrazine in there. I think I have a little bit around. Oh no, I don't have any yellow. Wait, do I? What do I got? I got red 5. I got caramel. I got some blue. You can't make yellow. You can with light, but you can't with pigment. That tastes like banana, man. That is awesome. Banana is very easy to capture, it turns out. This person's just laughing with a lemon head. Thank you. Thank you very much, Alex L. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't have a scale that I can put the apparatus on. My balance caps out at like 600 grams, so I can't put much on there at all. Or maybe like, yeah, it's low, but it's accurate, right? Is there enough bufotine in the banana peel to make you trip balls in that extract? I don't know. What's bufotine? A lot of things Greg doesn't know. All I did was take a banana. I took 2 bananas. I took the peels of 2 and the flesh of 1, chopped them up, measured it until it was, 200 grams, and I stuck it into a percolator, chopped up with 200 mils of ethanol, and I let it sit for a day and a half, and then I drained it. And that's what that is. And it's fantastic. I got to look up what buffatine is. Well, it's made from bananas. But that's the thing, like, is it the banana flavoring that you find in things like candy or banana flavoring or actual bananas? So I made it from bananas, but it's the same, I'm sure it's the same flavor compounds. I'm sure that whatever it is that's in a banana that makes a banana taste like a banana is the same stuff that they're using when they make stuff that tastes like a banana. Have I ever made a Brazilian lemonade? No, I haven't done that. This is really proving to be difficult here. I'm just going through every possible version of let's get this stuff separated out and clear. Do I have another clean, just like even a quasi-clean beaker at this point would be fine. If I had a funnel handy, I would use a funnel, but I don't. I am determined to make something with this. Again, I'm just kind of going through this all step by step in the worst possible way. That is called a separatory funnel, this guy. Stuff's going to float up, stuff's going to sink down, and then I can separate them. Normally you use that for, well, not normally, but one of the things I use it for is removing oils from stuff, terpenes. But I noticed a lot of what was in here was floating, and so that means I can separate stuff off of that. Nice flared base on that funnel. Clever. Long story short, we're making a lot of mess, doing a lot of stuff with a lot of glassware, making messes. Every stupid piece of this is going to have to be washed. God damn it. When I get a lot more shit out of there, I suppose I could spin it again, but I'm probably just going to live with the result and see if I can make a drink from it. It is one of the few places where it's acceptable, but also it's not acceptable. You really shouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it anyway. All right. It's poo juice. No, okay, well, kind of. My goal, man, that is so banana-y, and it's so cool. I would never think that a banana soda would be awesome. I'm not like a banana guy. I really like that. A DMT analog. Well, I sure hope there's not enough of that in there because I don't need that shit in my life. I am not trying to have any long, dark tea times of the soul. It's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. So this is the Christmas pudding. So I bought this stupid pre-made Christmas pudding garbage, and I blended it up with some cognac to try and make Christmas cognac, I guess. And I threw it in a centrifuge, and it did a passable. It started the process, but I probably just should have spun it longer, I guess. I don't know. Long story short, we're falling short of what my goal was here. So we're going to let this guy do its jam. Don't ever turn your back to the camera. It's bad stagecraft. Word up those beakers. Yes, those beakers. Word up. We could attempt another batch, another go at creating Gregory, now that I have the banana. Do I have that? Oh, I do. Hold on a second. I do have... Yeah, okay. So these are sort of my like tier 1 flavors. These were purchased when I was making supposedly 100% pure essential nutmeg oil. These were what I made 17X from when I did the Nuka-Cola episode. They're not really, they're probably less than ideal for a lot of different stuff. Like these are extracts in a lot of cases as opposed to oils, and some of them are just flavors, which isn't the worst. But I am really coming up bupkis on creating the thing that I want this to taste like. So I'm going to just try some other stuff here. Blackberry, black cherry flavor. Even if, I mean, like, this would not be like a useful, reproducible recipe, but if it gets me into the right direction, I'll know what I'm missing, or at least I'll have some idea of what I'm missing. So why don't we try it? And then you get to watch me do some really boring math. Bergamot. There are very clear tomato water posts and tomato waters as I talk to my hands. Yes, tomato water is a thing that you can do with a Spinzall that I have yet to try. It's an interesting idea. Greg, I love the show for years. My stupid thing, God damn it, I'm just trying to read. Stop it. There we go. My brother got into watching HUD, and now it's something we can share and talk about, which is so cool. It is so cool. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, and happy holiday. Brian, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Let's try. Let's see if we can make some Gregory. Give it a shot. I'm going to do 250 mils in this batch. Yeah, you're just ethanol, right? As long as you're just ethanol, we're golden. And when I say I'm going to try to make some Gregory, what I actually mean is that I'm going to try to make the first half of this flavor profile that I keep missing. Oh, why would I do that? Why would I do that? Yeah, that'll do. Did I hit my mic? I'm sorry. Is it okay now? No, it's not. Oh, wait, no, that probably is okay. Thank you. I just remember those levels are not helpful to me. All right. Ah. Fire bad. Okay. And then, are you reasonably clean? Not really, actually. Jesus. Here we go. Get some more seltzer because I'm thirsty. What flavors go into a Gregory? Well, I don't know yet. I'm still working on that. I'm working on that for days. Ugh. This is the part I hate, writing stuff down. I hate doing notes. So, my last go at this, what did that mean? Okay, those are typical use. I should write that down. Typical usage. And then what I actually did was down here. So let's move this guy. This is I like this notepad quite a bit. It's called a Remarkable 2. They have a new one out that's color. I really want one, but I don't get to buy myself those kinds of Christmas presents. Formula. Let's call this one 101 for a couple of reasons. We'll call this, we're going to copy all that. Copy, paste. Okay. And we'll call this Formula 102. It is a business expense, yes, but it's still like money I have to spend. Best movie based in New Jersey, Nothing But Trouble. Ah. Well, the music is, yeah, I didn't want to be tinkering with music while I was live today, to be honest. I was worried it would be a problem. I don't have any pineapple. All right, we're going to add nutmeg to this mix. We're going to add cherry, is that flavoring? Yeah, or blackberry. I don't remember grabbing that. I thought I grabbed cherry. We're going to do nutmeg oil, supposedly. We're going to do bergamot flavor. FLA. We're going to do strawberry flavor. I thought I had the cherry. I grabbed blackberry instead. Oh, my knees. Holy shit, that was fucked up. Black cherry flavor. Okay. Make it a little line. A little line. A little line. Okay. So on my last, I did, let's do 200 ppm lemon. Let's do 250 orange. Let's stick with 50 for neroli oil. Let's do gamma-decalactone at 100 again. Let's do cinnamaldehyde at 25. Let's do benzaldehyde at 50. I'm just going to follow what I did last time. Nutmeg oil. I should look that one up. I don't know standard usage levels for that one. And I know it's one that could actually kind of get you into a little bit of trouble. File, new, incognito window. FEMA, grass, nutmeg, oil. Nutmeg oil, maybe this is, I mean, this is Loran oils. It's supposed to be nutmeg oil. It's fine. It's FEMA grass 2793. Look that up. 2793. Show me that. 2793. Excuse you. You're supposed to be 2793. Okay, there we go. Where are you? Nutmeg oil goes baked goods 13. Beverages 10 to 34. It's funny, non-alcoholic beverages, you're looking at 3 parts per million. Okay, well, let's do 10. Titration. Yeah, I mean, I'm just doing a batch. I just want to see if I'm in if this is a good idea. That's all I'm looking for here. So let's do 10 there. bergamot flavoring. This is the thing. Some of these are oils, some of these are flavorings, right? So this is just flavor. It's definitely not as potent as an oil. It says it's refined soybean oil, bergamot, and natural flavors. I don't know. Let's throw some in. 20 ppm. Strawberry will do 20. Black cherry will do 20. And then my banana will also do 20 for now. Actually, let's pump those all up to 50 just because it's going to be easier to measure. And like that 10 parts per million is going to be a bitch. Okay. Grapefruit oil is a factor, but we're not working on that part of the drink flavor profile right now, Trinity. That is true for the bittery parts. I'm just trying to get this other part of the flavor profile, the part that tastes kind of like an explosive bubblegum bomb. I'm trying to figure that out. And I don't even really know where to begin on that. I mean, I kind of know where to begin. So I'm just going to do a bunch of math to make my life easy. Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. Okay. Hold on. Let's move all that there. I need to get some other flavors. Okay. Let's see here. I've got C14. Am I using C14? No, I'm using gamma-decalactone. Benzaldehyde. Am I using cinnamic aldehyde? Yes. Gamma-decalactone. Methylbenzoate. I might need that. Let's put that over here. Lemon Argentina. 5-fold orange. The real secret to the grapefruit is grapefruit mercaptan, which I use in parts per billion. Most of my formulations that I've tried so far wind up with about 3 parts per billion grapefruit mercaptan. That is it. If you combine that with some citric acid and some, like a bittering agent of your choice, naringin would be the one that comes from grapefruit, it will fucking taste like grapefruit. You don't need to worry about it past that. Yes, parts per billion. Typical usage for grapefruit mercaptan is between 1 and 5 parts per billion. So it's extremely dilute. And if you open up that bottle that is diluted to 0.1 part per billion, or 0.0001% mercaptan, it smells like a grapefruit bomb went off in your nose. That's a 1% grapefruit oil. I'll put it out. Delta-decalactone. I gotta figure out what's up with this naringin shit. I hope that's everything. Okay. So, right on. So if I want 200 parts per million lemon, and I didn't happen to make a 10% lemon extract, did I? Like an idiot. So I'm stuck working with a 1% extract unless I deal with some other shit. 200 parts per million of 1% lemon would be, well, 100 micros would be 1 ppm. 1,000 micros would be 10. 10,000 micros. Oh, wait. I don't even need to, I can use it non-dilute at that point, actually, because all I need is 200 divided by 4. Yeah, I need 50 microliters of that, and I can use the non-dilute version. Great. Okay. It's really classy, just having like a tub full of chemicals just jumping around back there. Okay. Dial this into 50 micros. Get this dude spinning. Uh, 100%, 50 UL. I've never really used balsamic vinegar in a drink. I did something like a TikTok thing, but it sucked. All right, so 50 microliters of undiluted, full-strength lemon essential oil. Orange. Do I know about casks? Not really. 250 divided by 4. I need 62.5. 100%. 62.5 UL. Unless that's wrong, but I don't think it's wrong. And we'll just round it down to 62. How far down do you microplane your nutmeg until my fingers cut? I mean, oh, did Keith Farrell say something that I missed? And this is in water, so the quantities we're using should, I don't know, disperse at least, which is fine for our purposes right now. Neroli, I need 50 parts per million. Where is it? I have a 1% solution. 50 parts per million of that. Well, to do 50, I would need 5,000 microliters. If it was a liter, 5,000 divided by 4 is 1,250 micros. And I can do that. I got 250 queued up here. And then dial that up to 1,000. 1 milliliter. It's really tough to find great liquor stores in New Jersey, I'm not going to lie. I find that I go to different liquor stores depending on what I'm buying. And you know what else I do sometimes? I will use Uber whatever. Like you can get delivered booze, right, through Uber. Well, I just use it to figure out where stuff might be in stock. I used to do that with Drizzly, too. This is stupid. 100 mils of gamma dodecalactone, 100 parts per million. Again, do I have a 1%. I would need a 100 parts per million of 1%. I need to make 10%, but whatever. Oh, there's my gamma, do, deca, lactone. I need 25 microliters of that. A drop, in other words. That's like the primary flavoring component in peach, believe it or not. Or one of. Mm. 25 micros of cinnamic aldehyde. I have a 1%. If I wanted 25 of this, do I have a 10%? I might actually have a 10 of that. I do. All right, so 100 micros of this would be 10 parts per million in a liter. To get to 25, I would need 250 micros. 250 divided by 4 to get it 62.5 micros. Carbonated, no, actually. That's not a thing that I considered being able to, having to sort by. It's a good question, actually. I didn't think about that. Not a new, this is the HTD Lab Baked Cheech. This is where I do laboratory stuff. Starting to show up on the show a little bit, but basically this is so I can do soft drink development. And right now I'm doing like version 1 billion of, or like really just a research batch on trying to make my own version of Beverly, which I'm calling Gregorly. Check. Benzaldehyde. 100 would be 1. 500 would be 5. 1,000 would be 110. 5,000 would be 50. 5,000 divided by 4 is 1.25 mils. Have someone within earshot if something goes wrong with this. I don't think we're doing anything where this is, I mean, I was working on an old CRT earlier today. That was way more dangerous than this. I have to make a dilution of nutmeg oil, unfortunately. Do I have an empty bottle? Yeah. I did. I have one right here. Here we go. All right. Big Melee guy or classic video games? Classic video games. Also like set pieces. Also, I just think they're cool. If I want 10 micros, do I want a 10 or 10 parts per million? Yeah, I probably just want, this will be a 1%. I'm making a soda, Nicole. Yeah, that's the idea. Where did I put that nutmeg oil? God damn it. Right here? 1 milliliter of nutmeg oil, allegedly. Don't 100% trust this Loran stuff, but for this it's fine. 100 mils of ethanol. Label maker. Back. Number, nope, not number. Symbol, basic, percent sign, 1%, space, nutmeg, space, not met, nutmeg, oil, space, Loran. Print. I'm trying to make my own version of Beverly. Beverly is the famously bitter grapefruit Italian aperitif that you can try at Epcot Center. I happen to love this stuff. You can't get it anywhere, so I'm going to try to make my own version called Gregory. I went to Disney a couple weeks ago, literally so I could steal 4 bottles of this stuff to sample for purposes here in the lab. It's like a bitter grapefruit. I'm sorry, it's like a bitter bubblegum grapefruit explosion that I love. I have compared it to other Italian non-alcoholic aperitifs. It's different, but it's of the same ilk. They definitely have their own flavor. Crodino is about the closest, but different. And I'm not gonna lie, I like Beverly more. He's on his industrial espionage arc. And so I'm trying to create my own version that we're gonna call Gregory, and that I'm gonna sell, at least in group buys, or a group buy. So when that episode comes out, you'll be able to click the link below, go to drinksoda.com, and put yourself down for a case or 2 or whatever of Gregory. Hello, Anais Lilithine. All right, so I want 100 parts per million nutmeg oil. Sorry, I want 10 parts per million nutmeg oil, but this is a quarter, so I want, hold on, dude. 1 milliliter divided by 4. That's what I want. So 250 micros. Why am I even looking at my phone? The reason people don't like Beverly is context. So you don't like it because, one, first off, you're probably 11 years old. There's like a good chance of that right off the bat. So discount all those people. The other reason is because like you're at a theme park and this is Coca-Cola products and they're all, here's all the Coca-Cola products. And then you go ahead and you try this one and it's like, what the fuck is that? I hate my life. But if you say, oh, but that's not what this is a bitter aperitif. If I told you, here is a non-alcoholic grapefruit cocktail and I gave you some Beverly, you'd say, oh, it's like a spritz or like a Negroni. Okay, cool, I got you. 50 parts per million bergamot flavor. To do that, I need what? Like, geez, I don't think I can measure that small without a dilution. Divided by 4 is 12.2, 12.5. I might literally just take this guy down as small as it'll go and wing it. Technically, it can go to 12. I don't know if I mean, it says it's only good for 20 to 200, but it dials to 12. So we'll do all of these at 12. Okay, that's our bergamot, our strawberry, This is cherry. And my own personal banana extract that I just made, which is good. Oh, I like it so much, I'm going to do it twice. Call that 100. All right. Oh, you really got me into mixology of the best. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you so much, very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That helps a lot, honestly. And it's really wonderful to hear. It's an amazing thing to find out that, like, it's hard. Is that what The Wall is about? Is that what Pink Floyd's The Wall is about? Like, it's hard to understand that you're over there enjoying this. That, like, I'm not just, like, here in a void doing stupid shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's weird to understand that, like, you guys are into this, actually. What is 14% of 250? 35. Ah. You dry? Yes. I need to add 35 grams of sugar to this to get to 14% sugar, which is where we want to be. $31, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 6, 4, 7. We went right over because I'm stupid. You're clean. Close enough. There we go. Put that up there. All right, here we go. 35 grams of sugar. There should probably be citric acid in it. There should probably be some salts, but that's okay. Guys, have I told you about the How to Drink app? Have I told you about it? Do you use the show as your own personal cocktail guide? You know, that's what I found out. I found out a lot of people are apparently using the show as their own personal cocktail guide, which is hard for me to wrap my head around because I find it hard to believe that people are even enjoying this crap, but you are. So thank you. And it's hard to use a YouTube channel as a guide. It's not a book. It's not an app. It sucks. So I made the How to Drink app, which is at htdapp.com. It is very mobile responsive. In fact, I mean, this is a terrible picture, but you can see there's one of the drink entries right there. And if I go back to episodes and go back to drinks and I clear my filters, you can see that there's like all 1,300 drinks or whatever that I've ever made on the show are in there. It is an actual CRT, yes. I found it in the basement. It was the previous owners. Anyway, so if you go to htdapp.com, it'll prompt you to join my Patreon. Patreon members get access to HED app. It works on your phone. It works on your desktop. You can save your favorite drinks. You'll have an actual account because it's linked to your Patreon. You can search by the media that I adapted, or you can search by ingredients. You can search by a lot of things. You can actually order drinks now by ABV. I don't know if I've talked about that, but like you can literally sort by ABV. Keith, thank you. Thank you, Keith. Too generous from Mr. Keith. And so I can use light guns on that. Yes, I suppose you could. What is this evil lab layer thing? Why, this is HTD lab. It says so right there on that graphic I designed. This is where I do like sciencey soft drink stuff because it too much different equipment and I can't have it. It would take over the bar, so I needed a second space. Yeah, that's good. Let's see if this tastes like a little bit like what I think Gregory should taste like. It's funny. No, it doesn't. But for just a smidge, I do get like a note of, what's the word I'm looking for here? For just a smidge, I get the tiniest, faintest note of bubblegum, where it, like the flavors kind of coalesce into bubblegum, just a bit. Where is my, did I bring it back? Hang on a sec.
I'm off camera, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. I come back. This is the way you make the TV. Sometimes you just get off of the show.
Just for funsies, I'm going to, passion for graphic design. I was like a motion graphics designer, sort of lightly. I'm just going to throw in some citric acid, which is cool. It's going to start turning clear again. I'm going to, what's down here? White grape. I'm just going to like throw in some shit here. All right. This is not science. This is very not science. A couple drops of white grapefruit oil. At the percentage that is, actually, that probably should be a lot more. It's 10%, so there. A little bit of that. I'm not going to do anything to get me in trouble, don't worry. I don't have any more naranjin, unfortunately, because the shit sucks. I don't think I do. Well, maybe I have a little. Maybe. This is a bittering agent. But something's wrong with the stuff that I have. It's either not pure. I need to, because it should be soluble in ethanol, and it's like turning into garbage, so. Greg goes off script. Hell yeah, I'm off script. There ain't no script. It never was. Where is my... This is 1 part per bit. This is 0.001%. 0.0001% mercaptan. And what I'm actually going to do is literally not squeezing the bulb. That little tiny drop that shook off of there. That's a lot. I promise you that's a lot. And then... What am I looking for here? I'm looking for, well, I'm out of gentian, and I made a bunch of gentian, and I broke the thing that it was in. I'm so mad at myself. I'm trying, it's not Bootleg Beverly, for legal reasons. It's Gregory, a soda inspired by Beverly. Yeah, 0.0001%. I'm not joking about that. It's a serious dilution of grapefruit mercaptan. The stuff is ridiculous. It is, oh man, what is it? It's a thiol, but I actually used, a minute ago, I knew the whole chemical name for it. 1-paramethene 8 thiol. You can look that up. It is crazy potent. Just like insane. Where the fuck? Oh, I know why. Yeah. Because this is my 10% quinine. And I don't have any gentian, so we're just going to go with this. Sorry, Gregory, a legally distinct soda. Well, I mean, it is a legally distinct soda because I can't actually create the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll never be identical. I don't have that. I'm not that good. I could never know. Well, no. It certainly tastes like grapefruit now. And it's not very pleasant. But I think that there is something in this idea of going like the tutti frutti route with the with all of the fruit flavors kind of combining into bubblegum. It's A-terpineal with a thiol replacing the hydroxyl. Sure thing, Ruby. I've never made a Navy Greg, no. Greg cusses a lot more, yeah. Now, onto this. So some separation has occurred here. Ugh, he steps out again, which is nice. I got that going for me, sorta. I'm gonna take the air. If you don't do that, if you don't take this out when you open it, it gulps air and it destroys any kind of layering effect you had. But I want to toss that away because there was some clumpy stuff sitting on the bottom there. So let's get rid of that. Oh, and for those of you who are just tuning in, this is my attempt at some Iron Chef shit. I wanted to take these store-bought Wilkin & Sons Christmas puddings and blend them into cognac and then clean the cognac so it looks like, you know, it's back to being clear, beautiful cognac. And make cocktails with it for Christmas. That was my goal. So far, not having a huge success with that. So far, it's not going so great. I honestly, there's like a stand-up routine where, like, what's his name? Steve Martin's old stand-up routine. His opening line was, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be here. And, you know, I like to start every single show by attempting to do something totally, completely impossible. Tonight I'm going to do that. I'm going to drink this stool right through this straw. Oh, darn, didn't work." And, like, that's kind of how I feel about attempting to do this thing. Like, I don't think this is going to work. Are you aware of the dangers of tonic water? Like, of quinine poisoning? Yeah. I don't think I poisoned myself. I think I'm okay. You should feel privileged. What's my favorite bourbon rye cocktail? It's not an old fashioned or an improved whiskey cocktail. Why, that would be a whiskey sour. So simple. Okay, here we go. I don't know how good it shows up on camera, but there's a boundary layer right here where some floaty stuff is hanging out. I'm getting rid of that. So when that gets close to here, we're going to stop. And it looks like it's not a lot until it gets further down the funnel and you realize, oh shit, that's kind of a lot. That's a lot of floaty stuff. There it was. That's as far as we can go. All right. So it's ugly as sin. And our yield is terrible. I think that if I wanted to, honestly, this would be centrifuge territory at this point. I think the centrifuge would probably do a pretty good job on this. The centrifuge is dirty, though, because I did it stupid. I did some stupids with it. A coffee filter would be actually not fine enough for what's left. Okay, just joined. Store-bought garbage, Tiptree, Wilkins, and whatever plastic Christmas pudding. Yum. In a blender with cognac, and now I'm kind of cleaning it out so I can make cocktails with it. It is pretty tasty. Oh, that almost broke. Everything almost breaks. I want to have like a lip on my bar, I think, so that I can't knock things over. Nom, 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 nom. We like it. So, How can we get this really clear? We can attempt this again. If I can get it halfway clean without running water. Yeah, that's good. Greg in a china shop. Yeah, that is kind of how I feel a lot of times. Don't judge me. The other one might actually be in better shape for this task because, yeah, ugh, God, Jesus. I mean, it might be in better shape. It just looks like fucking shit. It really does. It's not a good look. Wait, are you taking the suspension in the beaker or the visible bits in the funnel? I'm taking the suspension in the beaker. The visible bits in the funnel are staying there. I think that the suspension in the beaker needs a centrifuge, to be honest. And I could attempt to clean out the centrifuge, but it would also take like a half an hour. What kind of snacks do you like? Sweet. I have a terrible sweet tooth. I don't know if I'm going to be able to even get this clean enough. Yeah, refrigeration's not a bad call. Yeah, I think so too. I think that we would need to centrifuge it, right? I mean, I could... This is what we centrifuged out on our first pass. It's kind of a lot. It's like jelly. Tastes good. And the stream will get boring, like extremely boring, if I disappear for a minute and clean this out in the kitchen. Honestly, though, I think that we're not going to be able to get this clean no matter what I do. Distill it, but then it wouldn't have any of the stuff left in it. So that's the thing that I think that if we distill it, all we're going to have is vodka. We're going to have neutral vodka. That's like all the stuff that makes it flavorful gets left behind. I need a rotovap. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I still don't think that's going to help here, though. Because ultimately, you're going to take ethanol out, leave concentrated flavor behind. If you want the flavor, it's going to be in a more concentrated goop. And the ethanol is clean. You can reuse it for other purposes. So it's not really possible. What you need is amylase, I think is the term people have been throwing at me. You need something to help the stuff that's clouding this up clump together so that you can centrifuge it out. But I think that I think that's probably. I mean, we could try that. You need pectinase or amylase. Yeah, I have pectinase, but I don't think it's a pectin. There's actually pectinase in there. There's pectinyl SPX in there. Pectinex SPL is in there already, but I don't think it's a pectin issue. I think it's probably a starch issue. And I don't own any amylase unless that's a fancy name for something I do own, which is possible. Can you pump that through the very fine filter? Yes, absolutely I can. It's just that it won't matter. It'll either clog the filter or the stuff that you're trying to remove will not remove it. I was just about to clean up the vacuum filter, which is what all that is. And it's one of those things where if I was pulling enough vacuum to get this stuff out, it would rip through the paper. It would rip the paper, I think. I think that centrifuge is the answer here. I just don't think this is going to spin out, to be honest. I could try it. We could try it, but it's going to be real boring because I'm going to disappear for a while to clean out the centrifuge. So I think what we're going to do is say, in theory, this could be a clear cognac, but since I have maybe 150 or 200 mils of it, let's just make drinks with it as it is. To the bar! To the bar! Everybody, over here to the How to Drink bar on camera 4. Hello. Hi, how's it going? So, we're back over here now. We got to clean this out. Centrifuge. Give it a spin. Whoa, it's like a How to Drink episode now. Yeah. Normally I have the close-up camera running, but so I think I explained. Sorry, by the way, this is very noisy, I know. Right, so I have, this is funny. In here I have the capacity for 4 cameras. One of them is this, one of them is the lab. Another one would be the close-up camera, which actually covers the lab and the bar, so that's 3 cameras. And then the 4th input is actually for a computer on this device, so you can have like a screen capture thing. I think I can sometimes get it's an HDMI input that doesn't like cameras. But yeah, and so that's the setup I have in here. It's called an A10 Mini ISO, which, it's all right. My old live streaming setup is attached to the computer that I edit on, and that cannot come in here for various reasons. I would love to be able to live stream off of that again because that has 8 HDMI inputs and a whole awesome set of, I built a whole show. I had 8 cameras going with multiple locations and all that stuff. I had all kinds of crazy shit going on in my live streams. And then because of the new studio setup, it's like a room away. To run HDMI, to run basically cabling back to that computer, which is fine. I can remotely stream from there in here. If I can get cabling back there, it's a special job. It's a special thing. I need some special wires that are not cheap. All right. So we've got our Christmas pudding brandy. And hey, I've got some clarified, or no, not clarified, although the Spinzall will be great for that, clarifying orange juice. Actually, I do have some clarified orange juice in my fridge, but I have some acid-adjusted orange juice right here. I have a very sticky shaker, but life will go on. I have a crowd of shit going on here. It's crazy. Acid-adjusted orange juice. And, ooh, it's gone. That might be mold. Yeah, I don't think we can use that. That's my cranberry syrup from the other day.
Huh.
Irish coffee with Christmas breakfast. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I grab you. I don't have any heavy cream or milk in the room, but we can make do with something else. This will be pretty weird. And then I gotta call it quits. But what is this? Is this some kind of like bourbon cream thing? Yeah. Does this go bad after you open it? Do I have to refrigerate you? Yeah. I don't think so. This is an option. I need coffee. Where's my coffee liqueurs? Oh, wait a second. What's that? Ah! Sure, that seems like the right one. And then I'm off camera, aren't I? That's true. Suckers! Told you it was going to be a live stream of Greg. It's not. It's just an empty scene. I'm not here. I'm over there. I gotta go. Building a glass. Okay. Wait, do I have coffee? Oh, but no, I... All right, wait a second. I got off track here. Because all of a sudden now I'm building a totally different drink. This isn't what I want to do. This isn't what I want to do. Kosher cocktails. Interesting notion. I'm not really the qualified expert on that one. What the fuck? Here's what you do. You take your little glass, you put a little ice in there. You measure yourself. Well, you clean out your jigger first because it's a mess. Holy shit, it's 8 o'clock? Oh my God, I had no idea where the day went. Measure out 2 ounces of this. Oh my God, that's insane. I wish someone had told me, Greg, it's really late. I have a family here that could have warned me. Hey man, you've been doing this a while. It's very sweet. It doesn't need anything else. I don't like it. We don't need this. I don't know. An ounce of the citrus up orange juice might be Christmassy. Oh God, it's awful. There we go. We had a great time. I'm glad we did other things along the way because that was a huge bust. Terrible, atrocious, disgusting. What a waste of effort. All right, I'm going to tell you guys one more thing about the How to Drink Patreon. It is the gift that keeps on giving. You're going to, here's the thing. So if you're here, you like the show. And if you like the show, maybe you've given some consideration to supporting the show. Let me tell you about my Patreon. First off, you get access to htdapp.com, repository of every drink I've ever made on the show, and a great way to use the show as your own personal cocktail guide. You also get access to our private Discord, which is awesome, has a hugely awesome community in there. We're not just talking about drinks, it's all kinds. In fact, I'm not even in the rooms where we talk about drinks. I talk about all kinds of other shit. We have this great mod, Dennis, who organizes an annual Secret Santa that you unfortunately just missed out on. That's fantastic. You're also going to get How to Drink episodes without ads. Those are on the Patreon. You're going to get behind the scenes content. You're going to get development content. You're going to get a peek into what's going on the show. You're going to get bonus drinks. Like a lot of times on these episodes, I will do 3 or 4 or 5 drinks for YouTube, and then I'll do another drink or 2 for Patreon. So if any of that sounds interesting to you and you have an inkling to support the show, take a look, and I appreciate it. And to those of you who are already supporting the show, thank you guys so much. You've made all of this possible, and you continue to make all of this possible. Patreon truly is what makes the show possible at this point, and also I get to, if we can get that to a certain place, I get to say no to sponsors, which I think everybody will be happy about too. Reality is that shit's expensive. Somebody just asked me about my parrot paintings. My wife bought them. They're like paint by numbers that somebody did in like the 50s or whatever. They're just old paint by numbers. So with that, I am going to get out of here for 2 reasons. One, I did not expect to be live streaming this late. I was supposed to do family stuff. I'm supposed to go to the grocery store. I don't know if we're still doing that or not because I got to cook Christmas dinner tomorrow. And 2, I got to go to the bathroom super duper bad. But thank you guys all so much for hanging out with me. Thank you all for all the wonderful super chats and the incredible donations and just the vibes. Thank you for the vibes. I hope you guys have a phenomenal holiday, whatever it is that you celebrate. They're all good ones, and I will see you guys after Christmas. I got nothing coming out for Christmas. So good night and good luck, and have a very, very merry, and I will see you soon.